everyone, and welcome back to Monday 4 Plus 1, the Amber Wars. Happy Galentine's Day. Quick reminder before we get started this evening to go to... I almost said D&D Beyond.
I mean, you could.
Go to D&D Beyond. Use it. We do. It's a good service.
It's all right.
Also go to threadmancer.com and use the promo code AmberWars at checkout for free shipping on all orders over $25. And a reminder, they are still looking to hire a graphic artist to design their gunslinger and artificer patch, so they can put that up for sale. So if you or someone you know...
Ryan's not in it.
Oh.
Enough. So you put me
Thanks,
too much
Ryan.
in it, and now you've
I was
taken Ryan
overcompensating,
away.
yeah. So yes,
Well,
That's
Ryan.
cool. All right, yeah, no, we're good.
you can find her on Twitter at Threadmancer. With that, we'll begin.
Ba, ba, ba.
I was off screen on Monday.
Previously. Escaping Dinar after the fanatical factions took to the streets of Duskgrave, you all escaped the magical dead zone, making your way east into the ocean, aiming for Chinara or Zadara. We'll find out. Realizing one of your number aboard Julius Trill's ship was in fact the improbable yet undeniable visage of Commander Othis, or Tavon as you've come to know him, you landed at the lighthouse to resupply and begin your voyage eastward. Climb into my mouth!
I now know the name of
Your
my biography.
Ryan and the Fantastic Voyage. As you made your way to the
All right,
lighthouse.
guys, that's it for tonight.
Yeah, good job, everybody. You found a stowaway had joined you. A gnome by the name of Sprocket fell into the water between boats when deciding that she wanted to jump on Desmond's cooler boat and began to drown until Desmond rescued them. Pulling them aboard, you all got to shore and were greeted by an Azamar researcher, and you were given a place to sleep. However, immediately, almost all
You're
of
gonna
you...
pull the lights
Done.
down.
I'm done. I was trying to. There's like a big
Glare.
There was a glare. There was
okay.
a glare.
No worries.
John, there's a glare.
There's a glare. I'm sorry. This is not a high production value.
Blair, there's a John.
Well, I fixed it.
You were all given a place to sleep. However, immediately, almost all of you
Sam?
began to explore the tower, while Kismet, Theon, Julius, and Tavon slept. Ira made it exploring upward into the library, while Desmond, Roland, Sprocket, and Fenric began to uncover some interesting secrets about the tower, some of which were several decomposed humanoid figures buried in salt and sand. At that moment, you all heard a horrific scream come from the boat outside, where Nonomiya was found dead. Making some investigation into the cause of death and possible clues, you found that the dagger buried in her ribs was placed there after her apparent death. The case with a strange item in question had been heavily secured with enchantments to contain whatever it was and had been opened from the outside. And that Tavon confessed she had been transporting some kind of family heirloom from Gatekeep and Core. Returning to investigate, Ira found himself face to face with a floating skull who opened its mouth and let loose another agonizing scream, causing Ira to fall unconscious. The rest of the party returned to shore to revive Ira, who found a password was required to ascend beyond the library. You dispelled the anti-gravity spell, and using Sprocket's spider climb, tied off a rope and ascended to the living quarters of the Azamar researcher, which seemed to house many things, including phylacteries, notes on sanguimancy experiments they had been conducting, and a magical two-way mirror. Ira, looking into the mirror, spoke briefly with a small, pudgy human individual with a broom-handled mustache and small spectacles who threatened Ira due to their unfortunate persuasion check.
Also, they got a 20 on it, so it's not.
Yeah, it was a critical fail
It was a
against a
deception
critical
check.
Yeah.
And they got a 20.
Yeah, it's just as bad as it could have gone for you.
Yes.
So now Hugo hates you.
Yes. Making your way to the roof, you found the researcher dead, and Fenric, using Detect Undead, began to locate the demi-lich hiding behind the spire.
Henrik, using it, looked up and found a lot of dead things.
Yes. Ira managed to communicate with the creature, who said their only wish was to free their brothers. Releasing the glowing orb of light, you found two conjoined skulls adorned with metal and runes. The three of them gathered together, became one unit, took their phylacteries, and flew off into the west, returning to do some... Sorry, that was a different punctuation than that sentence. And flew into the west. returning to do some final searching in the library, Theon, Roland, Kismet, and Ira all found a bunch of research notes about sanguimancy and some kind of ritual binding, going back several researchers beyond the current one, who is now dead, on behalf of Professor Hugo. You all rested and took a long rest. And is there anything any of you would like to do in the evening as the sun?
Are we on a boat or still in the lighthouse?
That is up to you. I believe library team that I just mentioned, Ira, Theon, Kismet, and Roland, were all staying in the tower.
Mm-hmm.
was me too.
And Fenric.
Fenric in a library? No, must be a typo.
Fenric in a, that's weird, that just turned into blurry pixels when I wrote. So I believe it would be Desmond would be the only one not in the library.
I'm on a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just chilling on this boat.
All right. I guess mainly asking Roland, with your 4 hours of downtime, is there something you would be up to?
I keep forgetting that's the thing that I have.
Whenever I go long rest, I always have to try to plan for something for you to do, because you have half the resting time that they do.
Roland plays ping pong against the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not like a bad way to spend my time.
I figured he'd work on his stamp collection or something.
His stamp.
So if I play ping pong against a wall for 4 hours, does that get me close to proficiency at ping pong, or what are we talking here?
We could say that, yeah, if you spend 4 hours, if you get, all you need is 10,000 hours and then you become an expert at something, so that's, you gotta chip away at that block.
4 times 365,
Is this your
You're
first
getting there.
time playing?
Roland, there's a strange paddle laying on a table with a small white ball. What could it mean?
What's this? Have I ever heard of ping pong? That's the real question.
Is ping pong, you know what? You've seen the ping pong balls before, as you've probably passed by the Paladin school in Dinar.
Fenric knows. Fenric is close to being an expert.
Not a ping pong.
Fenric's good at throwing ping pong balls.
When I was in the
What's
middle
this
of
for?
June, I was on the All Zadar ping pong team, and I love playing ping pong. My flex lap ping pong paddle.
The only thing you know named paddle is a turtle, so I'll leave that up to you. You've
Skull paddle.
probably heard of ping pong.
Okay. I'd actually like to research it, see if there's anything on any information in this library on the Drow, or common, I guess, either societal norms, combat tactics, or just anything like that about Drow.
Sure, go ahead and make an investigation check.
I was doing it to be funny.
28.
Jesus.
Okay. You find the
No.
big book of Drow.
Drow for dummies.
Yeah.
It was in my lap.
I can drow and you can too.
That's cute.
Looking in through the book, you get a very quick grasp of the societal norms within Drow culture. It is a matriarchal society. A lot of the time, the leadership of the Drow is through bloodlines and certain houses within the Drow. However, there are certain challenges that can be made to the throne if the current leader is found wanting in regard to their devotion to Lulth, their skills in battle, things along those lines. So you do find something called the game. Which,
Dang it, John.
I knew it.
That means I just lost the game.
I fucking knew you were gonna say it.
well, someone ends up losing it.
Everyone did.
What's
Um,
the name?
um,
Well, I'm gonna hang on to this book.
sure. The researcher's dead. No one's gonna stop you.
He doesn't need it.
Yep. Perusing through, just getting the bullet points from the game, you gather that it is a series of physical challenges which begin with actually a large ballroom. There's a dance that is held, and it has to have 10 competitors within it, and the remaining 5 have to assassinate their opponents on the dance floor without being detected. Then the next 5 progress, at which point it is basically a test of 100 cuts, and if you make it through that, usually it's only a final 2 standing. The 2 of them essentially both gain command of a spider of their choice and essentially must fight to the death on a
Tightrope?
Thank you, tightrope, over a chasm leading down into the abyss where Lolth is said to reside.
Could be a tripwire though.
Could be a thing.
If you were really
You can
tall.
trip
Or a
up-
nursery.
You can trip on a tightrope.
What is the reward for winning this game?
You become the new matriarch of the Drow.
I love this ballroom game.
Roland becomes the new matriarch?
He might.
Roland cannot.
Shit.
Can't be bloodline.
Looking through, you definitely notice that the highest rank that a male is mentioned is strictly within subservient bodyguards to the queen or in mid-level military positions.
Noted.
Mm-hmm. Any other general info you're looking for?
No, it just kind of occurred to me that, with how little time Roland would have spent with, in Drow society,
Mm-hmm.
probably wouldn't know a whole lot about it.
Yeah. All right. Those 4 hours come to pass. The sun begins to rise. Those of you who wake with the sun smell something wafting in through the windows. It smells like food is being prepared.
Who's making food on this boat?
Wait, hold on.
You say to no one.
How long has your boat been up?
I'm on the main boat.
Oh, you're on the
Yeah,
big
he's on there. Desmond, would you say that you're an early riser?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you would have seen both Julius and Tavon getting up early and doing some fishing. At which point, Julius actually did most of the fishing. Tavon went down over to the lighthouse in the rowboat to begin to build a small fire.
This is an aside. Has anyone ever seen a small dancing wizard on their D&D Beyond?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
No, I haven't.
What?
It was there and I tried to...
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I totally see the small dancing wizard.
Look at him go, you know?
Just
No, yeah, I do see him.
went away. Okay, alright.
I see him too. You're just as sane as me.
Oh my god. Have you seen
That was
the-
a Luna Lovegood quote.
It was. Just as sane
With
as
that
I am.
voice.
With that voice.
Has anyone seen The Lighthouse?
Not yet.
Ira last session had big Willem Dafoe vibes.
Excellent.
The light. The light. I gotta see the light. The precious light.
That sounds right.
I mean, he is an old
He is
guy.
An old man.
That's
I'm
it.
gonna have a hard time picturing Ira as Jared Harris now.
Shut up.
It's just gonna be Willem Dafoe.
Then you're gonna be inaccurate. I don't know what to tell you.
You
I
gotta-
come from the 9 hells.
You gotta.
It's more like Ira DeFriend.
It's up to you.
Ira Defiend.
That's really good.
Well,
Yeah.
that's very good.
Maybe that's your last name.
No.
I see some
I
people
would
fishing.
Defiend, yes.
So
Julius
have
is doing
last
some fishing off the
names.
side of the boat.
It's not our culture.
Tavon has taken the rowboat into shore and is building a small fire. You do see him kind of wander off and walk through the penguins around to the other side of the lighthouse, and About 10 minutes later, you see him like dragging this, like he is like soaked to the bone, and he like is dragging this chest that is covered with all manner of mollusk and seaweed.
What the fuck, dude?
I lean over to Julius.
Oh.
Yes. Hi.
What's up with your boy there? I point at the chest hauling Tavon.
He kind of squints and looks over his shoulders. Huh, he must have found something. He's a good boy. He found a thing.
You know, you keep saying he's a good boy, but my compatriots seem to think lesser of him.
Well, do they give any reason for that? I mean, he's, ever since I've known him, he's been a loyal, hard-working individual.
You're Fenric's brother, right?
Yeah.
It seems that my compatriots have this belief that Tavon there is this gentleman named Othis, and that they're one and the same, and this Othis gentleman did some very bad things, but may have lost his memory at some point.
Well, I can't really judge someone who doesn't know if they did something wrong. So if that is true, I guess there's not much for me to do about it.
I mean,
all I can judge him on is what I've seen from him.
I mean, like, my friend Ira gets blackout drunk and he does some bad things sometimes, but, like, I still know he did those bad things despite him not knowing.
It's very sweet that you called me your friend.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure we all do things, or have done things in the past that we're not proud of.
Oh yeah, what have you done?
Well, don't tell anyone. But I used to spit in Fenric's cereal when we were kids. But I'm pretty sure he spat in mine.
I mean, that's normal. His eyes dart back and forth, not knowing if it's normal.
It's not. It's okay. It's just, brothers.
Right, brothers.
I mean, I guess I harbored a grudge for a while with Fenric because Mom and Dad sent him off to the Paladin school and I had to go into the trades, which, look at the two side by side, and a lot of people in a lot of circles will say one's a little more prestigious than the other.
I plopped down next to him and the boat kind of rocks a little bit. Put my arm around him. I'm just like, prestige has nothing to do with it. It all depends on if you feel like you're making a difference in your life and the life of others.
It's a good point. Desmond? Oh!
Yeah.
Oh my god, Desmond.
What? I
forgot.
love you. Oh. No, this is the wrong moment.
Let us be as two ships passing. It's like, I forgot. Oh my god. This morning, he reaches into his coat and pulls out a letter, which has a just big smudge of bright red lipstick on it, and hands it to you.
Oh God.
This is not from me. Desmond, not from me.
Right, I say, leaving, taking it. I open it up.
And you find a letter, which reads, Desmond, though I have only known you but a few hours, and though I find you both somewhat intriguing and terrifying in your powerful magics,
I'm not taking a video.
It's a pig, dog.
I find myself looking to the future, and when I do,
God. Oh God, no.
I don't know what I see there. All I know is you and your powerful, powerful modeling career must be hurtled forward if you are ever in the Feywilds and you need the right connections. You can always count on me. Love, and then love is crossed out, and then it's right like, and then like is crossed out, and then it's right love, but like in bigger letters with like purple and red ink. It says Sprocket.
Oh God! Oh no! I look at Julius. And I go. I believe someone and I put the note away. So fishing, huh?
Yeah, fishing. You want to give it a go?
Sure, I guess.
He hands the rod over to you.
How's the rod feel in my hands?
As you grow accustomed to the weight and girth of the rod in your hands.
It's my favorite ongoing goof.
After that, it's
The first time was accidental, but every time since then.
Yeah, just like real.
no.
That's puberty for you.
My body's going through a lot of changes right now.
What the fuck? I touched this and it felt nice.
Anne's gonna die.
I hate this.
What's up?
Highs or lows?
Oh, highs.
Okay.
Go low. I rolled a 19.
Should I let that carry over for your strength check? You begin to feel a bite at the end of the string, and you jerk upward and start reeling in. He's like, okay, good. Now, like, pull it in tight, then dip it, and then roll it in, and then rip it upward again, and then you'll have him. And you are able to do so, and you pull up this massive, like, bright green fish. Breakfast.
I did this.
You did this.
I did this. I hold up the fish and it slaps me in the face with its tail.
Okay, well, you want to learn how to gut it?
Okay.
All right. So, first of all, he pulls out this, like, small metal hammer. First, we gotta finish it off.
Oh, I've got that. I cast Shillelagh. And I yell, "See you, werewolf, my
Yeah, you just knocked this thing out. He kind of slaps it up onto the side of the deck and takes out a knife and just rips it from bottom to top and just reaches in with free fingers and just scoops the guts out into a small bucket. And then he hands you 3. He hands you a small metal device which kind of looks like a cheese grater. He's like, now just scrape this up and down the sides. Gotta get those scales off.
All right.
2 minutes later, have it clean, and he's like, all right, is your boat up and running? Tavon has the rowboat, otherwise we can call for him to bring it back.
I think that my boat, is not ready. It needs 12 hours to recharge.
Oh, okay.
So,
No problem.
it won't be ready till tonight.
He walks over to the deck, like, Tavon, we need the boat! And you see him run over, get in the rowboat. A few minutes later, he's there. You guys slap the fish in, head back over, and begin to cook the fish. It's about this time that the rest of you begin to smell that cooking aroma.
I nudge everyone awake, right, if they aren't yet.
You can try.
But it's food.
I get up.
Oh, it smells like Julius is gonna be cooking breakfast. Watch out for the spit, though.
It doesn't smell sweet. I'm going back to sleep.
You've never had fish pastries?
No.
Yeah, that sounds
no,
good,
any
actually.
ports in a storm.
Alright, kiss.
Like salmon, cream cheese, little
Like a lox bagel type
Yeah.
scenario. Yeah.
Like a
Maybe
I'm
like
gonna
cheesy
start
lobster,
wandering
crab cakes
downstairs.
with cheddar and chive.
yeah. I was thinking like the
Yeah.
little like cheddar lobster.
What did you say?
I'm gonna start wandering downstairs.
Okay.
But you are downstairs. Oh.
Oyster crackers.
Stupid.
I was like, what?
Seafood
Wow.
pastry. I mean, technically.
Is it cracker pastry?
Yeah, okay. If you want it to be.
Dumb.
Cracker is
so
categorically
good.
not a pastry. I just want us all to be clear.
It is if you make it really big
And puffy.
And not
And
hard.
layered.
and not a cracker.
And not a cracker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oyster scone.
Theon kind of gathers up it looks like he sort of fell asleep in the middle of reading some of the books that you guys had found in the library and gathers them back up, tucks them under one arm, walks by Kismet's cot. He's like, we need to eat. We gotta go. We got things to do.
Kismet, is there anything else you need to do in the library?
No, I already
Why
should.
will we?
All right.
Oh!
I'll pick you up.
All right, it's time. We gotta go.
That's
Okay.
fun.
Or do you want the rest of Dinar to come find us?
Okay, I'm gonna sleep the rest of the time it takes to get to food.
Sounds good.
Whoops.
Go away.
Wow!
As you guys have all gathered around, there are some like dried up chunks of wood that they've sort of pulled up for makeshift benches, or some slightly larger rocks as you're sitting around and eating. It's basically hardtack and a big chunk of fish that you get handed on a like small, starting to rust plate. And Tavon is currently trying to like jimmy the lock open on this trunk that he found.
What the fuck is that?
He looks up, like still like kind of dripping water a little bit. He's
Yeah.
like, I found this.
What?
Did you find it in the water? Because
Well-
you're very wet.
I was waiting for the fire to kind of get going, and I got bored, so I started walking around by the penguins, and I saw one of them.
Is this a penguin?
Oh,
No,
Wait, are
it's
we
a
there?
fish. Yeah,
Sorry.
you guys are there.
Okay.
No, I saw one of them jump into the water and swim into a little cavey thing under the surface, so I figured I'd poke my head down there.
I want to.
Natural progression.
I mean,
I'm gonna check.
penguins know things.
I'm gonna
Insight?
Insight. I'm gonna
Okay.
insight it. Yeah.
Sure.
So that one. It's a 17.
He seems to be telling the truth.
Okay.
That sounds like a nightmare.
It was fine. I just threw up a little light, and I could see fine.
What?
Like I threw up a little
You
light.
have
You threw.
you have you like an anglerfish in your throat?
Ugh,
No,
gross.
no, he opens his palm and like a pale green light begins to go. And I lit up the. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying I made light.
Oh, it seems a little braggy to me.
Are you able to do that naturally, or is that a skill you learn to do?
I took a little bit of training to do so. I had
When
to,
did you do that training?
when I was recovering here, doing like my physical therapy here in the tower, and the
Okay,
the
so
deceased friend of ours here taught
did
me
you
how
like
to do it.
when you
Oh
woke up?
God,
Did you
that's
like
right? Where's his
know
body?
language and how to walk and things like that, or did you manipulate everything like a baby?
I mean, I had my basic motor functions for the most part. I needed physical therapy because my body was pretty busted up when I got found.
Fucking Ira.
And I could speak common, and over time, a little bit of celestial's been coming back to me.
Weird. I'm just very interested in amnesia. That's all.
Oh.
It's a concept.
Kismet is just like rolling their eyes.
Would I know if he knew to Celestial before or anything else random that I could be like, hey, do you know this?
You knew for sure that he had divine powers of some kind, for sure.
Well, we all did. We were all paladins.
Yeah. Speaking Celestial was a learned skill that he had. Like all of you learn at least one extra language when you're in Paladin College.
So there's a language requirement.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a prereq.
It's a prereq for graduation.
Yeah.
It was halfling counter. I took the test and I got the credit for it. So
Yeah.
that's all you need.
Oh, halfling, sure, I'll give it a whack.
That's the thing. It was like 95% halfling in there.
Yeah.
I.e., there were, I guess that would be 19 halflings and one not.
Yep.
You know that
One
one that
no.
wasn't? Oh, the no. I'll say Augie, but sure.
No, I like Augie better. Ha 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 ha.
Big dragon.
Oh,
Many halflings.
Only halfling desks.
Like elf.
Yes.
Yes. But yeah, you would know that he had a predisposition toward divine magic.
Okay. Can you do any other spells? Any other? I don't know. Is that a spell? I don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
thanks.
magic. It appeared from his hand.
They,
I don't know what the classification.
I mean, I
I
found
guess cantrip's like a spell, right? I guess.
I found a
Could be a-
spell book that I've sort of been flipping through, and I've been able to cast some of them. And he double check his character sheet.
Maybe he's like really good at sleight of hand magic.
Like
well,
what?
He's a rogue.
I have some breakfast, but just so you know, I immediately leave the group because I'm interested about that corpse I threw overboard off the top of the tower
Oh, sure.
the other day, and I'm gonna go search for it.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check.
While he's
Ooh,
reading his spell book.
16.
16. You certainly find the spot where it was dashed on the rocks. You find a big smear of bits, but it seems like the body has either been washed away with the tide or been disposed of by another cause of some
Jaws.
kind.
Jaws.
Possibly Jaws.
I'll do some swimming around to see if I can find it.
Oh, okay.
Just so I can swim.
Elephants can swim.
That investigation. So go ahead and make a perception check for me then. Looking down to the.
So the point stands.
Ooh, God, that's even better. 22.
22. Okay. You can certainly find like the main
Chunk?
chunk of it, like the torso and the head.
It's got the robes and stuff on it. Still.
Mhm.
All right,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll just haul that out of the water.
Okay. Swim
By
down.
what?
Yeah, you can see that it's
By
like
what?
already been chewed on by like fish and crustaceans, and it has been started to get eaten away, but it's in as good a shape as it can be. It's recognizable as
Oh,
the
sweet.
researcher.
Sweet, he said.
Is anyone around where they can see me at this point?
No, this will be kind of around the corner, like beyond the other side of the lighthouse.
All right, I take off the robes and anything I can find in the robe pockets,
Okay.
and then I just put the body back in the water, and then I'm just like, I hope you lived an okay life. Sorry about that thing I did, and I push it out to sea a little ways.
Okay. It just immediately starts like sinks. It submerges somewhat. Kind of just like you can just hear the waves kind of slapping against the body, but they eventually start sinking. With the early investigation check you made, you find quite a few quills, some ink. The quills look a little bit more rough, but the ink bottles are all still sealed. Make an Arcana check for me, Desmond.
I can see your whole screen.
Yeah, I know.
This is
It's
nice.
fine.
Oh my god.
Checking.
Quick, look for his weaknesses.
Dude, you're asking like all of my proficiencies. It's really nice.
Oh, good.
It's like I was made to kill wizards. Oh yeah, another
Yeah, fuck wizards.
22.
22. Okay. This is Magical Ink. You get to the idea with that Arcana check that you could write this ink. It would have about 15 uses between the bottles you recovered. You could basically use this akin to an artificer's infusion. So you could make, like, you could write out the smell you would like it to make. You could write out a phrase for it to repeat. You could even make it like shed a dim light if you wanted to.
It's like onomatopoeia ink.
Andrew just comes down here to fart. I swear to God.
Alright. Yeah. Sweet. That's all.
Meanwhile, back at the fire, you see Tavon stand up. He's like, no, I can only do this once, so stand back. And he walks over to the edge of the small rocky inlet, kind of points away from the boats, and sweeps his hand across in front of him, and this wall of green fire begins to burn across the edge.
Damn, that's cooler than I thought it was gonna be.
Right?
Uh,
And he like snaps his fingers and it blows away. So yeah, it's I can only do that once, so but
That was it.
that was it. I did it the one time I could ever do it. Shit. But are any of you good at getting into chests or something? I can't get this thing open.
I point at Roland.
There's this one guy we know.
I pull out my.
You pull out a giant cartoonish mayor key.
This is my key to the city.
Of Zanara.
When you walk away. Kingdom Hearts, anyone?
Nope.
That's what I was. Yeah.
What is this?
John,
word?
do I
I
have a
suppose we'll
+1
give it a
keyblade?
shot.
Yes. Go ahead and open Roland. What? Yes.
Open Roland.
Open
Roland.
Roland casts open.
Open up about yourself.
my
It's
bad.
actually only gonna be a 10.
That's all you need. It was a DC 10, so. Looking inside,
Failed it. That would have been so good.
you find 350 gold pieces,
Damn.
Ta-da!
300 gold pieces worth of diamond dust, fade chalk, and a very old-looking set of magnifying glasses with telescoping bases, a staff, which is light despite its stony appearance, and make an Arcana check for me, Roland.
A penis enlarger pump.
I was gonna say a telescoping dildo, so you know you.
16.
And you find an Ioun stone.
Mmm.
Ryan made his
That's nice.
kind of check.
It's a nice item.
It is the leadership Ioun stone.
I don't know what that one does.
Charisma.
That's nice.
Chorizo.
Charisma.
I like
sauce.
his chorizo.
Yeah, you do.
How big is this chest?
It's kind of like a very long. I mean, it's not like big treasure chest. It's more of like a long. It's like a big guitar
Like
case.
over.
It's like if a treasure chest was made into a guitar case. That's basically how big it is.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll step back and just. Well, it's open.
Thank you. He begins to look through the items, and as he looks through, he turns over to Julius and he says, "There's 350 gold pieces in here. If we wanted to do right by Nanamia. We could send that to her family. It's roughly a year's wage. Just to sort of help them out, and obviously a letter letting them know what happened.
I'm like, I don't care about that. I point at the diamond dust, and I'm like, Thea, can we use this?
It's a spell casting component, so probably, yeah.
Yeah, no, for the binding spell.
I thought Sam liked that one.
Oh, probably, yeah. Yeah.
That's all I need. I take that. Is it in a bag?
It's in like a large, like large leather bag, which like he opened it and it was like, in a cartoon where they open like a magic thing. It's light glowing up.
I pull out my card. Kismet, no, hey, wait, what are you... what are you doing?
No.
Fenric sits down at an end table with a samurai sword on it. Just bring it over here, just real quick.
we can fit 3 of us along this sword quickly.
No.
It's like a shot
like a ski. Yep, exactly. That's exactly what I was going
Drinking!
God.
Have you seen the videos of people doing like the shot ski and one was way too short?
Yes.
So the one in the middle is just like, ah! What's up with the Iron Stone? Are you aware of what that is?
John?
With the 16, you would be aware that it increases your current. Let me pull up the actual stats for it here real quick.
Because I want it.
You have a lot of charisma-based casters in your group. Actually, all of you are charisma-based casters.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just a real charismatic group.
It's just different kinds of charisma.
So much charisma.
So,
I have one chorizo, please.
So she said chorizo, and I was like, oh, I like chorizo. And he's like, oh, I bet you do.
No, you said I like his chorizo.
I did not. I said.
No, you said it.
No, I said I'd like the chorizo.
So it requires an attunement, but it increases your charisma score by 2.
When it's orbiting your head.
Yeah. So when you activate
the
it, you
look,
attune to
though.
it. Yeah, it's just this small pink marbled stone that rotates.
That sounds insane.
My aesthetic, though.
Yeah, ion stones are awesome.
I come back to the group. Hey everyone, I found this ink and I think it might be
Desmond
magic.
is dripping wet.
Did you go to the same cave?
As the chest.
The
Where this
chest.
chest
I mean,
was?
there was a chest there, but I just pushed it back out to sea.
It could have had more stuff like this.
No, I stripped him dry. Well, I mean, he was wet, but
What do you mean him?
Oh, the guy I threw off the tower last night.
Oh, chest. Oh, I get it. That's a good one.
Thanks. I'm trying stand-up comedy.
I'm now
Come see
holding
me.
the telescoping magnifying glass. Like,
Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
oh
Is it
god.
just the one?
It is a set of 3.
I would like to look at one as well.
Okay, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Go ahead, take it, and go.
Once the guy, is it the guy that you threw off the tower, the lighthouse keeper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
18.
18.
Woo! That 20! Minus
Okay. Between the two of you, you're able to figure out that when all 3 of these are aligned, they create a sort of focusing point for a spell, and that spell can be 2nd level or lower, but when you cast whatever spell it is into that area, it can have a greater effect. Essentially, if you cast at a target within the scope of them, they all need to be 10 feet apart. If you cast a spell of 2nd level or lower, you can cast it as though you were casting it at 3rd level.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
What up?
How was that one beer?
I literally only had 1 beer, okay?
It took 2 hours!
Much snow on
Hey,
you.
I took the garbage out.
Welcome home.
I
Welcome
only
home.
had 1 beer.
Where did
There's
you go?
food for you upstairs.
Look at her
I need
nose.
food so badly.
Where did you go? Where did you go
It's
for a
so
beer?
cold.
Where did you come from? Where did you go for a beer?
I went to the Great Dane
Oh.
In
at
Fitchburg?
Hilldale because one of my favorite coworkers' last day was today.
How was it?
Mama!
Well, I cried a little at the end, but it was a very nice
Okay.
going away party.
I was gonna say because we're going there tomorrow night for Valentine's Day. I was like, no
Oh,
way.
how was
I
the Great
cried.
Dane?
Yeah.
The Great Dane is very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
They have good beer. I had one beer.
The staff is a staff of power, by the way,
I'm
Roland.
starving and very tired.
How?
So,
Also, I have an
Right.
identify spell in case
have you guys
any of
taken your
you-
break already?
No.
Oh.
Okay, well maybe I'll be awake for your break time.
Okay.
So, these scopes you have, how big of a circle do they make?
I look at you through it.
I look at you through yours.
I hold up my
I
ink.
can't.
I make your head so small.
I cannot follow what is happening.
I'm just curious that, like, if you set up these scopes and make that bigger circle you may have been talking about, how big that circle could be, or that triangle, I guess, because there's 3 of them.
You say it was
Why?
through.
Why?
It was 1-1-1, or make a triangle.
You have to make a triangle with them.
Okay.
And they have to be like 10 feet apart.
Why?
Okay.
Just
Enough to
curious.
contain like possibly a large creature.
I mean, it's 10 by 10 divided by. You
Triangles.
guys know how to find the area of a triangle?
Yes.
The math education in the hills is not very good.
I like I said, just curious.
Just saying.
Why?
I don't know, because I've got some spells that are lower level, and I was like, hey, what spells do I got? And then I was like, oh, well, these upcasted kind of suck. And then I was like, alright, well, that's the end of that story.
Could do a big cure wounds.
I.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's a
I-
good use of those, man.
I'm making your head so small.
Do a big sleep too.
A big sleep.
You want the biggest sleep.
I can do that too. I cast Shillelagh.
Well, that's cool, but I don't care about these.
A really big zone
Big
of
hold,
truth.
no. Big hold person.
I'm not big on, setting up shit.
Old big person.
Holds big person.
Wait.
Big hold energy.
How? Do these have to be planted in the ground, or can we hold them?
Either.
Okay.
We can hold them, but they have
Yeah.
to still be the 10 feet apart, so you have to be very precise.
Well, is it? It's 10 feet, or at least 10 feet?
That to be basically you would have to make a
Little triangle.
like
Yeah.
a little triangle.
Gotta be tight.
It's more of a planned thing.
But what's my tolerance on here?
I mean,
Plus or minus a foot?
it's on a square grid, so it's not going to be
Right.
perfect, but approximately
Great.
a perfect triangle.
Well, I mean,
As close to
Especially-
equilateral as you can get.
I was
Certainly
gonna ask
try.
if it was equilateral.
Okay.
Yes. That's.
I mean-
Yes.
Be a sauce
Well, I mean, we can.
I can hold on to them.
Well, I mean, if you want, or we can give one to. I guess that'd be probably me and Desmond, and maybe.
And you just pray that
know.
you'll make a triangle on the battlefield.
Well, I mean, it's our best chance. I mean, I could have one, Desmond could have one, and then if you want to, because then you can come in and complete the triangle.
Yeah.
What's the alternative? You like set them up somehow
Yeah, you do it
in
for.
a fight?
You plan, yeah. You have a.
What?
Or you use them outside of a fight for something.
Like
I'm
a-
setting a
wait.
trap.
Does anyone have the? Wait, is there like a thing where you can upcast like a zone of truth or like a charmed person where we just like, oh, come in, join us at our table, and
I
we
believe
like,
charm person, you can hit more than one target with it.
yeah.
And kind of depending on the spell, if it doesn't have an upcast, I'd say we could work something out where, like,
Okay.
We could like make a
Zone
little-
of Truth, I'd say you could maybe amplify it a little bit.
like the DC maybe. or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Zone of Truth doesn't have a.
So like
Doesn't
maybe
have
we
a-
could just like set them up and be like, hey, you come sit by us at our table, and they're all sneaky under the table making a triangle, and then we're like, Shazam, we got you. Tell us your secrets.
Could we use it on with Dispel Magic? Or is it too high? No, it's too
If
high.
you put it around, yeah, what level is
It's
Dispel at its
3,
big?
no.
Oh, yeah, it's just too high then.
Well, that's fine.
We'll
That's,
figure out
you know,
uses. Let's just keep
that's
it
fine.
for now.
Yeah, you just want to hold on to
Who
them.
wants to carry them?
I'd say the one with the big bag.
Sure.
The fanny pack of holding.
You're right.
I toss them into the fanny pack.
Great, they're broken.
So
I'm keeping
What are
this
they?
ink. I'm pretty sure
I'll
it's
add them to your inventory
Okay,
later.
cool. I added
That's
my
right.
300 gold of diamond dust.
Okay.
Don't worry about that.
What is Tavon doing at this point?
He's just sitting down and eating. He reached in and grabbed the 350 gold pieces and handed it to Julius, and then just continued eating.
I'm gonna go grab that staff of power. Desmond, if you're not too attached to your
What? Sorry,
stick.
I was sorry. I was thinking about Tavon for a second. I got.
Desmond.
He's all flustered.
I'm right here.
Oh, sorry. Oh, awkward.
I
Well,
hate
anyway,
this.
this could be beneficial for you.
Why?
I'll hand Desmond the staff of power.
Sure. Desmond, go ahead and add a staff of power to your inventory.
Ooh, I looked that up real quick. That's real. That's real. Do you want this? I feel like this is way too nice. Do you want this ink? I have ink that does a thing. It's not great, but like, it's
Onomatopoeia ink.
yeah, like you can do some illusions with it, or you can make it glow, or make it. You know, like those one markers that when you write with, it makes a smelly odor, like blueberries or licorice. Like it does that.
Sure.
Oh,
I'll
here.
take it off your hands.
That is literally
What is licorice?
licorice. It's like anise.
It's like fake
Who is
beer.
Annis?
Who the hell is Ennis?
You should. I lean over to Roland and I'm like, you should write fart on Desmond's butt.
It's fine, that'd be fine.
I'm gonna have to bake that for a while.
It's just,
I was trying to be sneaky about that, by the way.
I'm gonna roll for it.
I mean, maybe if I'm supposed to.
Go
Should
ahead.
I?
I guess, yeah, make a stealth check.
I'm gonna say I'm not really paying attention.
Sure.
So just use my passive.
That's kind of what I was going to, yeah.
It's only 13.
I got an 11.
You kind of hear it.
I definitely hear it.
Yes.
Like I hear it or hear the writing of
Ira,
it.
a fish dies of old age 2 miles away and you hear it.
Ah!
God, like 15 minutes ago, I was gonna say, John, put my high passive perception.
You had to
But
wait
my
for me
perception.
to organically bring it up.
But my dark vision.
Organically.
After what John said when you said God, I heard cod.
When I hear it, I look over, kiss my eyes.
The fish?
Are you done with my sunglasses?
No, I'm still hungover, so no.
Jesus.
One more day. I'll be
Hey,
fine.
John, what is this ink?
I will add it to your inventory, but basically anything that the artificer's base, not infusion, but tinkering can do, you can do with that ink.
That's awesome.
15 uses it has.
Yeah,
It's
and 15
actually
uses
quite
of it.
fun. It's from pranks, and some other silly things.
It's good for antics. Shenanigans, even.
What else was there in the chest, or was that it?
The 350 gold pieces, which Julius took. The Ion Stone, which is still up for grabs,
Yeah, it
apparently.
is.
No one wants to look.
No
I mean,
one
no.
wants to be
It's
that.
+2 up to 20, just so you know.
We're
So
all
I-
those Midwestern bitches.
I know,
So
and it's also like,
It's sitting on in the center of the circle, just.
So I like reach for it. I'm like, I'm gonna grab it. What is this? And then like figure out what it is.
Sure, go make an Arcana
Through
check.
Roland. Well, I would have asked Roland
Oh, okay.
because he's the one.
Oh, through Roland, not through
Would
rolling.
Roland
Through
I thought you said through rolling.
through Roland.
What do you tell him?
Well, it, as far as I can tell, it makes you better with people.
you need that.
Okay, awesome.
It does require attunement.
Yeah,
Just
I heard. Does anyone else? Can I take? No one else. No. And I'm like matching it to like my cape. Anyone?
Just-
Anyone?
Only if you.
Any-
Just because I can. If
no,
nobody else
but
wants.
yeah, no one else. No.
I mean, I want +2 charisma, but I don't want that
That's floating.
floating
The
thing.
aesthetic is a lot.
No, it's not for me.
I could have that aesthetic, but also No.
So what, John? Just like a pink crystal?
It's like a small circular, like white and pink
Like a marble.
stone with a rune on it, and you like once you attune to it, it just floats around your head.
Seems like it would obstruct your vision a little.
It's fine. I don't.
It doesn't.
Now you have
automatically.
disadvantage on all attack rolls.
That's good for Fenric.
Yeah, that's
though.
Fenric's.
Fenric lives in blind Vale.
And we're just watching.
We're-
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna be
Thrives.
sitting something, and I'm just gonna be like,
Huh? What? First couple of days, it's really annoying because you think there's a.
Yeah.
I just hit it, and it just goes faster. Which one is it? What stone is
It's
it?
like one of those
Leadership.
cat toys that's just like a circle with a ball in it.
Yes.
They hit it around and it spins and they wait for it to slow down.
John, why is that the only one that doesn't show up? Oh wait. Is it wondrous? Oh, there it is. Found it.
Nailed it.
Glad I could help.
Yep, good job. Well, okay, because it was like it's sorted by like rarity,
Yeah.
and so it didn't show up. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
John, this stuff is insane.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh my god. It's got fucking 20 charges of goddamn crazy fucking bullshit. Cone of cold, fireballs.
Staff of Power is batshit crazy.
It's batshit fucking crazy. Like,
Yep.
I don't need this and I don't know what to do with it, and I'm really close to just thinking of ways to use the retributive strike on it.
Yeah. That was the main reason that I wanted to throw this into the mix.
Son, I got catapult.
Yep.
I'm gonna break this over someone's
The-
fucking face.
The best spell.
Best spell, grenade.
Bless you.
So what are we gonna do now? Can I take a long rest? Can I take a real long nap? A big sleep, if you will?
No, we just woke up.
Having breakfast right now.
But I got a pretty stone.
Actually, Theon stands up. I went through my spell book this morning, and I can teleport us now.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
So you're taking us to where?
We don't know
That's
yet.
entirely up to you. I can teleport us to that academy if you would like. I've never been.
Seems like a bad idea.
Since we have the
now.
fade chalks from the chest as well, we could use them to get to a circle somewhere. I only know the one to get to Charles and the one in Miramir.
Charles.
It's Charles.
Who's Charles?
Charles is my snail.
Charles in
You
charge?
have a snail and a bird?
No,
Yes.
the snail. You don't.
Greedy.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't need that
Well,
many.
I don't know.
Charles isn't so much my pet as he is
In charge of your days and your
and my
nights.
rights. Yes. In my wrongs and my rights. No, Charles is a giant snail, and in his shell is housed my library.
It's.
Oh,
It's.
it's still a little weird, honestly.
It's.
I mean,
Whatever.
it's
I
not for
guess you
everyone.
don't own him.
I mean,
It's so big.
It or him?
Them
both.
I don't know.
Okay.
Um,
I'm confused about the pronouns.
Charles and the library.
But isn't that part of him?
It's larger on the inside of the shell.
I mean,
think
that would be
it's-
like saying. So, like, the library's built into the shell, and that's like. Never mind.
Are your
it's sort of a
clothes-
contained, like, demi-plane inside of him. Not like a plane per se, more of like a minor dimension of sorts.
No, very fancy.
He's very magical, and he's a very good boy.
Well, I thought he wasn't your pet.
It doesn't mean
He's
he's
a
not
very
a
good
good boy.
colleague.
He's a good boy. He's
Boy.
Treat everyone like a little dog.
So,
Good boy.
I didn't. I
not
don't-
to completely shift the conversation here, but I do have a favor we could do for Sybil back in Zadara. Well, Sybil back in Zadara. The favor is in Dakosia. I'm not sure if she still needs that done, but there is a shipment that she needs from Dakosia to Zadara. So if that's something we would want to attend to now or wait, I just figured I'd bring that up.
I have something we could do. If we're looking for things to do, if we're just throwing things out there.
Well, what about the jar, our ball jar?
I mean, that if we're taking care of in bits as it happens. I don't want to take it to Hugo anymore.
Well, I don't want to either.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Hugo?
He wants to kill us now.
Well,
me.
Well,
Maybe you were kind of in the background.
Well, we don't have. You and I don't have to see him. We could just.
True.
I mean, like he probably can see us
Wait
now based off
outside.
what you all said about him.
I mean, I've never been to Tanara, but I don't know enough about this to contain it for a long period of time. I could certainly delay as best I could, but as far as actually keeping this contained, that's outside of my scope of employment. And if you think he is someone who could do that, then that seems like my guess as to our best bet.
Wait. I got a letter and it made me think about the Feywilds for a second. Does anyone know how the passage of time happens in this dimension? These wilds of sorts?
No.
You can make an Arcana or history check.
I
if you'd
do,
like.
probably.
You would have a pretty decent grasp on them, most likely. Go ahead and roll with advantage, because you grew up right next to him.
I'm rolling with disadvantage. Hey, I got 2 11s. It's a 15 for me. What do I know, John?
Okay, 15.
22
Okay.
for either Arcana or History.
Okay. The passage between planes, between the Prime Plane and the Feywilds, can be a tricky thing. Sometimes people wander in and completely forget why they ever went there. Sometimes they spend years in the Feywilds, and when they eventually wander out, they forget they were ever there. Sometimes time can pass in a very wild nature, up to a year, sometimes more, for like a day or two. So the Feywilds is just a emphasis on the word wilds. The space, time, everything within the Feywilds is bloated and strange, and nature itself is twisted both in this beautiful way but also in a very dangerous way.
So my idea was we would take our ball jar and just toss it into the Feywilds and be like, well, I'll see you in a day, which, you know, or a year, and it might just be a day for him, you know.
There are so many variables to that.
All right,
Yes,
well,
what if it's
the opposite.
4 years? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It was just an idea.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from.
I'm throwing pasta at the wall here.
You are, and some of it is cooked.
Nice. What
That
kind
means
is it?
sticks
Is it
to the ball.
rotini?
You would not have a lot of success.
Elbow
getting
macaroni.
Oh, I don't like
macaroni
that.
or rotini to stick to the wall. It would have to be a linguine.
I would love to go to the Feywilds, and that's just me.
I mean, if we brought it with us, time would move
I would
at
like
whatever.
to go to Core.
Would you?
Yes,
For what?
just because that's
Sightseeing?
where I used to live.
Oh.
You know, nostalgia.
Cool. It's kind of a big chasm right now.
What?
Does that void, that rift in the sky?
Looking
Well,
to
yeah.
the west, is a giant black rift reaching up into the
But
sky.
like,
If
you
there
can
was a-
still walk around in Core.
Well, if there was a thing, if that was like a map right there, that'd be cool.
I guess.
See that thing? That says court.
So, but that doesn't mean. I
Yeah,
mean, they
it's
probably
Olive
need
Garden.
the tourists
No, but-
right now more than anything.
Yeah, maybe for like slave bodies.
If we went to Miromir that might be another place that we could possibly find someone who knows how to deal with this. It's where the Mages Collective resides, and it's just north of the Feywilds themselves.
Are we?
I mean, I'm going to leave this up to you, residents of this plane, Fenric, Roland, Kismet, and Kismet's brother. Sorry, we haven't had to spend a lot of time together.
We did the whole boat thing, Desmond. I'm hurt.
It's okay. What's his name?
Theon is Theon.
Theon.
The one that's not Otis.
Phoenix Stew.
Code name.
I guess that works.
I mean, he really technically happened before me.
But what about the other one?
I'm younger than both of them.
Theon, how? Wait, hold on.
This is a child.
Ira pointing.
Tavon, how old are you?
I don't know.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yep, that checks out. All right. I'm gonna trust all of you to decide where we go next. This is your plane in the end. You know where all of your resources are best well spent. Who's on your side and who isn't.
I look at Roland and Fenric.
So are we not taking him to Hugo anymore? Is that what this has been?
Do you want to go to Hugo after the way he reacted to seeing Ira in the mirror that we were not supposed to be at? Even if he didn't see the three of us.
I mean,
I would stay outside.
You'll stay in the car.
I'll just stay in the car.
I'm sure if you three can talk to him, you can inform him that Ira is an ally if he knows you.
I'm also not
he
super.
was upset, but
Not to get a good vibe. I told him I was a friend of Skull Battle. He thought that was not a...
It's not very common
What?
to be a friend of Skull Paddle.
Well, yes, I thought it would connect you all to me and that he would know.
apparently just made you look like a spy or something.
Apparently.
The other thing I don't like is that he sponsored all of the blood magic.
Yes, it's a little...
Yeah.
I don't
Sure,
like
but
him.
I mean, we've all been there at some point. I mean, maybe not we. I mean, maybe you all have been at least close to that at some point.
Frederick?
Fenric's casting shade on the sorcerers and bard.
There was never any blood magic. Just blood.
I did a little bit more digging into some of the notes that we found, and it looks like this binding ritual wasn't intended for this, and it seems that it was he was researching a countermeasure for those in Dinar who use divine magic. So since they take away our magic, it seems they were researching a way to
stop holy magic.
yeah.
Why not just fix the fucking problem? Why not just undo the thing that, what?
They think they are.
Well, they think that they're just fixing it by getting rid of everything else that they don't agree with.
Yes, stupid. They do things that. My impression.
I mean, okay, so here's, if we go to Hugo and we pretend that we don't know you or that you're with us and we have to explain to him what's going on, then he could help us seal Ball, or he could take Ball and do God knows what with him. He could take him and release him in order to, like, destroy all of the holy people, if that's, like, what they want to do. There are just so many things he could do that I don't like.
Yeah.
But also, I don't have the ability to do the sealing myself, but apparently Thea doesn't either, and I don't know anybody else that does. So,
What about the new scopes we got? No, wait, that's second level.
second level!
Damn it!
You don't have a second level bindings?
It's called a rope.
Ropes work real good in there.
Pretty sure that's a cantrip.
Rope trick.
God.
2 ropes. you know.
So, like,
So wait, is he going to the Mage Collective?
I mean, has any of you ever been to Miramir?
I assume I have at some point.
Where is Mirror?
I don't know if I have.
It is the northernmost point of Steelhold, which is like the northernmost point of the continent.
So, like,
Weren't we there when it
The
was like
Feywilds are really
attacked?
close to it.
You were
Okay.
in Dunsk, which is the western coastal city, still quite a bit south. Kismet, you probably went there on a
Some
trip
trip.
once or twice with your parents, maybe.
or when I was traveling.
Yeah. It is a very, very, very open-minded town in regard to magic.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought it was like somewhere in California.
RE, like necromancy, is not a taboo magic there.
How do they feel about fiends?
You'd probably be welcome.
Yeah.
Open arms.
Yeah, they
Closed days.
as far as you recall, like the denizens of the city of Miramir are as wide a spectrum as you could possibly.
Oh, I'm sure that's
Imagine.
where I found my aesthetic.
Oh, almost certainly, yeah.
My 2 trips to Miramir.
Yeah,
I just love how
That's-
they do it there.
that's where the home of Tepid Subject
Yes.
is. That's home office.
It's Hot Topic.
No, I got it.
So good. God, that joke's really old now.
That
but
is a
it's
very
still
old
good.
joke. And that joke is almost a year old now.
Is it? Oh my
Yeah.
god.
You guys are
I've been asking for Hot Topic since day one. I feel like the process of finding somebody who could perform this binding spell and vetting them to make sure that we would agree with them and what they do with it and how they do it and blah 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 would take more time than going to Hugo. And I don't know if time is what we have.
Yeah, there's no. I don't understand the spells enough to be like, oh hey, he's gonna release him.
There's a crack in the jar.
But what if he?
Oh,
Theon pulls it out. And you can see like there was like the initial crack, and it's like just very, very faintly spidering out.
yeah. We should probably. I think we should get this taken care of as soon as possible.
But what if he kills me?
Well,
And also all of you.
Can't you change your image or something?
Can you disguise
So
yourself?
then I would be just more
What?
fiend.
What about?
and that
What
doesn't
about
seem
the?
good.
What about the
watching
screens?
all the time. Have
it's
they
true he
not
should know
seen-
you. We haven't actually gotten his attention since we've been out of the anti-magic field.
Do you think that anti-magic field interrupted the
Hold on, I
whatever
got
scry
this.
thing that is?
Are there rocks around?
Oh yeah, in plentiful supply.
I am going to take some time to write in rocks, big, Hugo, and next to it, underneath it, a dig. So that it will get their attention and they'll want me to take it down off the screen so that they'll hopefully contact me.
Go ahead and make a.
I'll help because I doubt Kismet's
I'll
ever
help.
seen a dick.
No, it's
No,
it's spelled.
Yes. You're the worst.
No, yeah.
I will help
Also
too.
wrong.
Yeah.
I see that Kismet starts collecting rocks, and I just follow them.
How big?
And like start collecting
Pebble,
Dude.
like hand
I don't know.
size?
I don't know the rock situation.
I wasn't sure if you're trying to roll something.
Oh, you
as
got all
boulders
kinds
or
of rocks.
not.
You got like little ones. You got these ones and some.
It's
Even
very
some-
much stranded on a desert island for
Yeah.
planes flying
Okay.
above.
I guess we're gonna call it just a persuasion check with advantage.
Wait, I'm helping though. Can I?
Yeah, with
Okay,
advantage.
cool. Just double checking.
Well, you have disadvantage, so
No.
if anything, you're hurting.
No, but my persuasion's really good.
Yeah, so Kismet can roll persuasion with advantage. As you guys are doing this, the penguins are like trying to like
sweet
pluck up
Jesus
the
God.
roots and like.
With advantage, I've rolled a 1 and a 5, so that's an 11.
Alrighty then.
That one.
Yep,
Oh.
that one.
Why couldn't you
Holy shit!
have nat 20?
on my nat 20, I was like, nat 20.
Go buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah, right. That was for my 3.
It takes a moment.
I said. Actually, I'm laying on the ground like this, like next to it.
I stand holding the rest of the rocks.
Anime
and
person
looking
waiting
nervous.
for plan to work.
Laying on the ground next to the big Hugo and Dick.
And you all hear as a 5'5" squat human appears in your midst.
Somebody stand between him and I.
Where?
He looks.
Where's Ira? And
He appears like within 10 feet of Kismet, and he looks disheveled, and he stinks of cognac, and
Oh, so this is like smell-o-vision.
he appears.
It's in 4D.
He's there.
He has just teleported into your circle, and he points at you and he says, "Hey,
What up?
that was very rude of you
You like it?
to do. No, I do not. In fact, I don't like it.
Okay. Well, that's your opinion.
So, what do you want?
What's going on? You got
What's
something?
going on?
What's going on?
The end is coming.
Yeah.
Did you see the and then the and he like points to like Dinar and Core respectively.
Mm-hmm.
It's all coming down and worst of all, someone's assassinated by. Wait. What are you?
Stand in front of Ira.
I
What are
stand
you-
in front of Ira.
well,
You have
where
full
are
cover.
we?
Yeah.
Where are we right
The
now?
other
Just
person,
sitting in the
On the
circle.
beach.
the other person who is in front of the mirror stands in front of Ira.
I stand in front of Desmond, but it doesn't do anything.
Why are you here?
I
And-
changed my parents. I'll change
Okay.
my Danish parents.
And he keeps going around the circle, and then he like his eyes stop on Othis.
Nope.
You!
Nope. Somebody. Nope. I like stand up and I'm like.
Like you see like his
I
hands.
cast calm emotions on
Ignited.
him.
Okay.
God, Jesus Christ!
What do you
Smart
need?
move.
What do you need
Smart.
from me?
That's smart. Wisdom save, probably.
Sounds right.
Charisma.
Ooh,
Charisma
chorizo.
This
save.
doesn't work.
That's
He's
some
like
good
pissed
spell
that we
use right
cast a
there.
spell.
What's your DC?
14.
13.
Jesus.
Chorizo.
Are you saying
Alright.
his chorizo's
Stops
not very
and
hot?
just sort of like collapses onto the ground and kind of spits up a little bit of cognac and shakes his head. Ugh. Okay.
Hang on, I'll take care of this. I get rid of the dick part of the message. So
Hugo
now it
is,
just says Hugo.
He kneels upward and looks around at you. He's like, "So you have Ball with you then?"
You have been watching.
Yes. As soon as you pinged back in and Dinar, I saw you reappear.
Could you see us in hell?
Yes.
Nice.
Hello, I am Professor Hugo. Lovely to meet you.
This is great.
And your name, my friend?
Ira.
What's
Oh,
your
your
name?
hands are so sweaty.
Yeah, sorry
What's your
about that.
surname, Ira?
It's, I don't have one.
Define? Damn it.
Definitely
Do it, coward.
not.
And you, my good sir?
I'm Desmond Bubble.
Lovely to meet you, Mr. Bubble.
Oh, God, there's two of them.
Good to see you.
Hey, Iro?
again.
What did you? How
I'm
did you?
sorry to hear about Mirio.
How did you get sober that one time?
Oh, there was a friendly person in a shop who made me a little
So
concoction.
nothing we could do right now.
No,
I'm fine. I'll just eat some of that big greasy fish and I'll sober up.
yes, that helps. It does.
I look at whoever is serving fish.
It's like Davon and Julius. They're like,
Does it count as a poison?
no.
Okay.
So, Hugo, I heard that you are an expert in binding spells. Is that true?
Well, I've been known to dabble in the interplanar binding of certain entities back in the day. I haven't.
I pull out the research journals.
Oh, so listen.
And then I put them back.
They were trying to take away our magic, so I figured let's even the playing field and take away their magic. Seems fair.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What was up with the three skulls in the lighthouse?
That was before my time. I had nothing to do with the
You know what's really
origin of these.
You know what's really strange? I've been thinking about this a lot lately.
Okay.
What are you
This is a lot of
saying?
energy.
And what I've been thinking
This
about.
is a strong presence to bring into this.
Yeah, I know. I'm pointing with my trunk.
This is
need the
Hugo like
emotions.
drunkenly narrating what's happening to him.
Yeah, and yeah, that's fair. This is strong emotions.
Yes.
I've known of three brothers who
Yes.
were not very nice,
Yeah.
and now I know of three siblings who are quite okay, I guess.
Yes.
And then there were these three skulls that referred to each other as brothers.
Recurring
And
theme, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it seems like a thing's going on, and I want to know why.
I cast Call of Emotions on
I'm calm. And then I sit back down, and I'm like, ugh.
Well,
Love
look,
it. It's so quiet now.
why don't we discuss our next move while I get some fish and maybe some water?
Yes. Love it.
Maybe we'll discuss our next move after you've had those things.
That's a good idea. And he begins to eat the fish and drink some water, and that's where we'll take a break. Be back, unclench your jaw, bye.
homework, D&D.
Tantan's the man, guys.
So, as Hugo has kind of
So
gotten
mad.
a little bit more grasp of his senses and is sitting somewhat more sober in the circle, what would you guys like to talk about? What's your plan?
So just to get this straight, the two options we're considering... No, wait, never mind. He's here.
I'm here. Hello, Roland. Good to see you again.
Is he caught up at all on... I already forgot where we just ended.
The only thing I haven't seen is when you were in the law.
Does anyone remember if I told him my name in the mirror?
No.
So he's aware.
You didn't tell me your name in the mirror, you silly boy. You're a good boy. It's a common expression. You're a good boy. Is what you are. You remind me of a snail I once met.
Oh, really?
Yes, his name was Charles. He was a library.
Was he, how was he, how was his assertiveness? Would you describe him as...
Took a strong stance on being a giant snail that was
Would you
also a
describe him
library.
as in charge, perhaps?
Of our days and our nights, yes. And wrongs and rights, obviously.
I don't think I get this joke.
You don't know Charles in Charge?
Of
Charles
our days.
in charge
of our days. Well, it's really
and
discordant.
our
That's the
Charles in charge.
Jesus
Charles
It's a
in
sitcom.
charge of
It's a
our
situational
and
comedy.
our right.
What is it, like the late 80s?
I don't think you can sing more than that, or else we have to copyright.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get
'Cause it
15,
was
you get
so
15
spot
seconds.
Charles in charge.
Charles in charge. Charles in charge.
Chuck E. Cheese. Days and nights.
Darth Charles.
That's where I spend them.
Darth Charles.
Charles Vader.
Don't worry,
so-
Tanner, I don't get it either.
So you saw, so you saw us imprison Ball.
Yes. Yes.
Ah. Okay.
Can you, like, help us?
Yes.
When you're not drunk, maybe.
I could sober up if I needed to. I have just such a device for holding such a being as that. Back at the academy, of course, in my
Do you?
laboratory.
So, were you drunk when I just saw you yesterday?
Did you?
Or did you become
We
drunk?
didn't see him yesterday.
Yeah, we did in the mirror. Don't you remember?
You! Look, I apologize for my aggression. I saw a figure I did not recognize in the private sanctum of a friend and a researcher. So I assumed the word. Where
Have you ever
Dead.
heard of a floating
that.
skull? Like a floating skull that, like,
Jimmy Ledge.
that one.
Yes, I've heard of it.
It took your friend's life,
It's murdered.
and we gave him a burial at sea.
I see.
I just want to clarify that I have to be concentrating for calm emotions and only lasts 1 minute. So.
Ah.
It happened on you for a little bit, then it happened on me for
Oh,
the
so
rest
you had
of
to
the
drop
time.
concentration on to cast it on Desmond then. Okay.
Easily tricked. You're drunk.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was calm and he doesn't know why he's calm.
Yeah. Yeah. I took the edge off.
Yeah. You diffuse the situation.
Yeah, thanks. It's me. Peacemaker, you know.
I have just such a device to contain our friend over there, if we would like to do that, and not unleash him as a terror upon the world to rend us apart like so many chickens or whatever.
I would
What's
really
with
love.
chickens?
I would really love to not release it upon the world.
I am also in that camp.
Insight check.
Okay, go ahead. I'll roll whatever he's rolling with disadvantage.
Yes, 5. Tell me about it, stud.
19.
Yeah.
Total? Okay. I rolled double 19s, so he seems to be telling the truth. Whatever.
I believe him. Let's give him ball.
You don't need to hand me ball. You could come to the academy and we could bind him. If you want to see the process, or if you want, I can take him. Whatever you would prefer.
I would love to go with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to get off this. I'd like to leave this place. Go back to the great.
Who's all coming then?
Presumably all of us.
Probably all of us.
I don't know about Tanner's brother.
Yeah,
Hey,
Tanner.
Carter. Sorry, that's my brother's name.
Oh.
Julius, what that was.
Hey,
Julius.
Yeah.
Can you transport a boat? Not a Julius.
No, I can do one item or up to 8 people.
That's lame.
Theon, Briz, I could move the boat.
Do you guys want to just sail over there and meet us over there?
I mean,
Oh,
if
no.
we sailed, it would take. How long would it take? Julius takes for a minute, like 2 to 3 weeks under favorable conditions.
Oh, well.
Theon's like, no, I can transport me and the boat if Hugo takes all of you.
So like,
Yeah, I
Like a hanger on.
However, again, I have not been there,
Yeah.
so there's a chance.
How does that
that I
work
miss.
with? How does that work? Can't Hugo
How
just tell
many-
you where?
how many times can Hugo teleport? I say to Hugo.
Whatever.
Cause
Yeah,
Hugo,
just take him and then come back. It's like the old. Yeah, that thing.
Okay. If you want yourself and your boat to come with me,
I feel like that depends on what Julius wants to do.
Do you want to seize her or not?
I mean,
Julius Jones.
I got it. I got it, but I was trying to wonder what the fuck that would mean.
Why don't you talk to your
What are
brother?
you planning
there's
on
not
doing?
really much for me there. I was just probably gonna head and try to get up northward to Core and Steelhold and just find a new crew.
Yeah, cause she's dead.
Cause yeah,
I knew one person.
Then Amy is gone, and if
No
you guys
Lafia?
if you guys are taking Tavon, please, she was a friend. You guys
Yeah, are we
taking-
taking Tavon?
Oh, hey, is there any?
I just imagine
guys-
like us being like.
Yeah, you guys have all group huddled.
Do you have anything that could help Tavon's memory?
Yes.
That's not really my area.
Well,
of
I
Know
mean,
anyone?
Do you think we could take him to the
you could
academy?
modify his memory artificially. but
Well, is there
that would be
people in
subjective.
the academy who can help recover lost memories?
Yes, of course.
Maybe we take him to the. Well, I don't know. Is that a good thing or bad thing?
I think, unfortunately, this is the thing that we would have to ask Tavon.
What's up, guys?
What are you guys talking about?
Yeah, I was like right in the middle of the. It just peeks out through someone's legs.
He's got a tray. It's the same fish, but he's cut it into cubes and has toothpicks in it. Anybody for some lunch?
Half an hour later. Ooh, yes, please. I grab some.
It's not our consciousness and memories.
It would be my perspective of his past.
So no, not that.
I
That's
cannot
not
make
good.
him remember who he was. I can just make him remember what I remember of him.
Which is you
That's
just
not good.
literally saying you can do that without magic.
Yeah.
Hypnosis or something.
Well, it would make him believe it.
Oh, that's not good.
Is
Maybe.
he standing right next to us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you?
I feel like-
do you
He's
and
watching a
Theon-
butterfly.
Do you and Theon need to talk to him?
I mean, I can talk to him and explain why we're being so weird in front of him.
That might be good.
That would be nice.
Yes.
Hey, please, we're behind you.
Sorry.
We're always being weird.
Oh, look, a butterfly.
Oh man.
I can talk to him.
So everybody except for your brother going then?
Julius, can you take the ship back? Can you?
Oh yeah, I can sail it by myself. It'll be, harder,
Oh, okay.
but it's just a sloop. It's not a big boat.
Okay. you know.
Just going up.
I was gonna say, I wouldn't know. I wasn't in the trades.
I wouldn't know. I didn't go to community college.
Oh my god.
That did not happen. It
No,
happened,
I know.
It happened in Fenric's head, and he giggled, and he's like, no.
that would be
I'm
rude.
above this.
What is
I'm an inch taller
associate's
than
degree?
Julius. God damn it.
Yeah, no, you can. You guys clearly have important things to do. I can handle getting the ship up north and finding another crew and going from there.
Well, if you're going back north, we'll probably run into you again at some point. And I'll, if it's okay with you, I'll try to catch you again if we ever need some transport.
Sure, absolutely. I'll stick to the east. I'll be sticking to the eastern and northern coast of Steelhold and Core, so you'll know roughly where to find me.
Cool.
Watch out for the Feywilds. It's extra wild right now.
Oh, like cool? No, not cool. Okay. Well, we'll give it a little bit of a
Depends
wide.
on your definition, probably.
Give it a wide berth then.
Get it? Sailing joke.
And that's the face I gave Fenric.
This is the face Fenric gave you.
A toothy grimace.
Fenric gave his classic charming smile. And he
Is
finger
what?
guns too.
Yeah, that.
Is what?
If you all wish to circle up, then please.
Julius
Do we have
walks
double
over to you,
tens?
Fenric, and
Tavon, are you cool with coming with us?
sure.
Okay.
Very agreeable.
Yeah.
Is this what he was? I'm sorry.
No!
Okay, that's what I thought.
Fenric Julius walks over and gives you, the awkward brother hug and pat on the back.
You're missing your own hug.
If you could all circle up, please.
Been distracted.
Yeah.
Begin the teleportation process.
I give Julius a hug and then I punch him lightly as we leave because he hit me when he saw us.
Just a light punch.
Just like a shoulder,
Something to knock his teeth out a little bit.
Yeah.
Just loosen him, not knock him out. Just loosen him.
realign him a little bit.
Just
your
so he needs
truth
a
was
root
on the line.
canal.
Yeah.
Dead.
As your guys' vision begins to blur, you reappear in Ducktown.
Woo.
And Hugo flashes out of sight again and reappears a few moments later. No Julius or Bo, just reappears in a moment. And as you look around, you make your way upward to the Academy of Sayudega. As you begin to wander up the winding path, you see coming into your vision the Hall of Blades. But looking around, for those of you who have been here before, you see several stark changes from your last visit. First of all, there's not a single soul in sight. Secondly, every building looks like it has aged. Centuries since you left. Roofs are partially collapsed. Most of the windows are broken. The path itself is overgrown with slender brown vines and roots from nearby trees. Looking up the hill to the main campus building, you can see one of the spires of the building has collapsed into itself, demolishing a large portion of the dormitory.
Hey, yo, Hugo.
Yeah.
What is going on?
What do you mean with...
School looks different from when we were last here.
Oh, damn. Listen. The school isn't what you all thought it was when you were here. It used to be what you remember a long time ago. But it's not anymore. All of the training and all of the people you met were all illusory. They were me.
I hold out Trevor.
Well, Trevor was real enough. I
Okay.
knew you'd be coming.
Thank God.
His eyes turned black and he...
Yeah.
Melts in your hand.
God.
Dun, dun, dun.
No, I created the illusion of the Flourishing Academy to sort of give you a kick in the pants to get out there and do good out there in the world. But unfortunately, yes, I did have to use deception to do so. Whoops.
I knew
The
there.
more time passes, the more I wonder if Virio was the wisest of us all.
I knew I didn't have to fear anything about that stupid vampire.
You guys hear
Are
off
we
in
in
the
a bad
distance.
place?
That does happen from time to time.
You're haunted.
It just keeps echoing off.
A
the different
raven
rocks.
flies by.
Well,
Safe. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, is it just you here?
Yes.
This gives a very bad vibe.
It just gives an old vibe.
I
Just like the light.
am gonna sit on the
Oh.
ground and start channeling.
Okay.
Bye, Patrick.
Fenric plops down on the ground. How long does it take? A minute?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
It's a lot. It's a while.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. It's a longer ritual.
Yep.
Fenric plops down and begins to concentrate, and you see this Fey-like energy begin to
something.
form in front of him.
Should we just wait for him, or what's the deal?
I don't know if we want to go do something else while he does this.
You'll need to come to the Hall of Shields, over to the west here. We could wait for him if you'd like. I don't want him to.
I can sit with him.
I mean, what was this place before you took it over?
It was the same Dega Academy as I was presented to you. You saw it more in its heyday back when I was a youngster. All the professors you met were my professors. They're gone now. When Ducktown was destroyed, it wasn't just Ducktown. It was the entire academy. It was the school itself was destroyed, along with the village below.
Ooh, that sounds bad.
It was life really is like a hurricane, my friend.
Do the screens still work?
Yes. You can, if we want to take a look at those while Fenric is doing his thing. You can check in on your friend.
Who do they show?
Well, follow me.
Let's look at your friend Virio.
You kind of step into the main hall and
So
you
much.
see the massive black tiled ceiling with the gold trim kind of separating each kind of little hexagonal block, and looking up you can only see 5 of the panels are lit. You see Kismet, Roland, and Fenric. You see Aurora sitting at a desk somewhere writing. She looks up and smiles as someone passes by and says something that you can't hear, and smirks and goes back to writing. In one hand she has a book, and the other she's wearing her glove and is just copying a tome down. And in one of the other panels, you see Skull Paddle.
I just don't know why it didn't work when I said I was a friend of Skull Paddle. You clearly love him.
How's our
very
house?
much.
How's our house look?
You can see him sitting in what appears to be a garden of some kind. You can see some flowers and some butterflies and bees kind of buzzing around. He seems to be throwing breadcrumbs to something, assumedly a goose. And he's sitting on a bench that's a little too tall for his feet to touch, so he's just kicking his feet and seems to be enjoying himself.
I lean over to Ira and I'm like, that's Skull Paddle.
I know.
Do you?
Yes, you've told me he's a turtle man.
So you just made assumptions?
You said he lived in your house.
You think we
You
only
don't know
one
what our
turtle?
house looks like?
I know more than one turtle.
I did not. No, I did not think you knew more than one turtle. I'm sorry. It's true. I did assume that was probably with the Hugo connection and the. It's just so large. I'm sorry.
I don't care.
Well, anyways, he leads you back outside. It's about this time, Fennec, you have finished your ritual.
Terry's back.
Oh my god.
Fucking fine seed.
A fey magical pony, war pony, has appeared.
Damn right, bitches.
I just heard you talking about this on Monday. I knew it was coming.
Yes.
God, Fenric is a writing class now.
Yep.
Well,
Calling the cavalry.
I think he's illiterate, so he can't be.
if you would all follow me then to the Hall of Shields.
Oh, pun.
Writing class.
Hugo begins to lead you
That's funny.
westward. Kind of have to just like trudge through like the waist-high grass for, I'd say, like Kismet and Ira and so on. As
Waist
you-
high.
Waist high.
Because we're.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or
Some of you
more.
are taller and some of you are smaller.
I'm eating it as I go by.
Oh, okay. Wait. Is
I guess
Kismet-
Fenric's on a horse.
What is the relationship between me and Kismet's heights?
I am 5 foot.
I'm like 5'9".
Then you're 9 inches taller than me.
That's a lot. That's more than a waist.
Torso-y.
Checks
yeah,
out.
It's a torso-y. Yeah.
I have written down that I'm 6'2".
Roland's the tallest after Desmond.
Yeah.
Desmond's not that tall.
4'2", would you believe?
That was using Roland's special measuring stick.
I'm not 7'6".
I just thought that you thought that I was Kismet height, and I wanted to clarify.
No,
that
I
I'm
meant
not.
for the average-sized human-ish
Okay.
figures, it's about waist height.
Okay, cool.
Your waist could theoretically be it.
Yeah.
Really the same height.
Yeah.
You just got torso differences.
The fact that Roland is 6'2".
Yeah, like I pictured Roland as smaller.
I mean, I had no height in mind, really.
I just like
I thought
slight.
5'8", you know?
I was thinking like shorter and slight, you know, because he's skinny.
No, he's tall and skinny.
Well, it's worse.
He's gonna
It's
get
worse.
blown over by a stiff wind.
And now with
He's a
his shaved
beanpole.
head,
Every time you were hiding, I was picturing a small figure like ducking down, not
Now
like
it's-
not like the lanky stick boy
Now
going
he's.
whoop.
You can imagine like a daddy long legs, like
Are you just gonna
trying.
end it with
You can imagine a daddy.
Dad and
Period.
Now you just imagine a daddy.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
As you step into the Hall of Shields, which Fenric, you would recall, where you did your test of strength against the fire giantess instructor, you see the magma in this room, which once glowed a bright orange, has gone black and is no longer burning.
Okay.
Wow.
I was
You
like,
know
how does that work?
how magma works.
I was really confused. I was impressed by the black magma. Magma.
As you walk through the hall, Hugo leads you to a small, flattened surface against which the weapons rack once leaned, and he grabs one of the spear shafts, wink, and pulls it back toward himself, and the cave wall, including the weapons rack itself, slides, opening a small entry, maybe 4 or 5 feet wide, and he walks through.
Cool.
Theon follows.
I follow.
Tavon follows.
That poor boy. He doesn't know what we're doing.
Huh, neat.
Oh, cool. Hidden passage.
So my uncle got into a really bad motorcycle accident when
Okay.
he was in like middle
you meant
school,
just
high
now.
school age.
I also wasn't sure if he was talking as Desmond's character at the beginning of this.
No, it's my real uncle. And he lost a fair chunk of his memory from this, and it's like got a lot of it because he would like catch grasshoppers in a jar that whole summer because he couldn't do anything else after he like got in the accident. That's all he was capable of.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of that vibe to it.
Feel bad yet, John?
No, it's not a bad thing. He's fine now.
I'm accurately portraying someone who lost their memory,
Yeah.
and I didn't even know it.
Such a
Said
level
you
when
just
that happens.
researched it, and that's how you knew. Come on, John.
What are you doing?
What am I not doing?
As you walk into the laboratory,
You guys kind of match
you
in this light.
Oh, color.
you see the obvious centerpiece of the lab itself, which is a large hourglass-like device with its general appearance is like an hourglass, save that the base is one single chamber, and then there are 3 chambers up above, all of which connect and lead into the large one at the base. It is embellished with all sorts of silver framing, all of which has the runic writing, which you would recognize from the scroll work and writing of that ancient language you found in Baal's writings. And Ira, Roland,
I didn't have to check.
Are you looking at our languages?
no,
Passive perception.
Ira and Roland, you see something else sitting in a little bit of a further back portion of the laboratory up against the back wall. You see a large glass case, like floor to ceiling in height, about 8 feet wide. Inside are compiled broken pieces of some kind of material. Roland, you would recognize it as the dragon amber.
Well, now that's interesting. Fenric, don't lick it this time.
Is that something you're
I point out the amber.
At one. Okay. Wait, that wasn't even me.
That's true.
I know, but I had a feeling that you
You
might
don't
want
lick
to.
it this time. Yeah.
Fucking Lilo instead.
No, I'm done.
I imagine Roland said that too.
I snap like this, and then Terry does the bottom too.
Clop, clop.
Terry and I just Z-snapped your face.
He's a fey horse. He's got thumbs, I guess.
He takes off his hood.
The worst thing that Adventure Time ever did. Hugo says, if you could load the entity into the chamber there, and he points to one of the glass spheres up above, and he pulls a small lever, and the device flips over.
Are you sure this is a good idea right now?
Yes, it'll be fine. It's not really me doing anything. The enchantment's already on the device itself. It's just a matter of putting it in and then putting in the fuel to sort of
You know what?
get it up
It'd be
and
really
go.
cool. Maybe cool to know what this cool device is.
It is an ancient containment device built, we believe, specifically for holding these entities. It was found in a Zalagondian ruin down near Wildenheim. It was actually a friend, Virio, who was exploring near the ruins when he lost his mind.
What?
I thought he seemed pretty normal.
He lost his mind.
Did you not see the decrease in organization?
That little office scene was one of my favorite interactions, where it just descended into madness.
Yes.
As he was writing.
He was once a very brilliant and clear-thinking researcher, you know, before he sort of lost it there. But he was doing some investigating through the Vale of June and wandered a bit too far south near Wildenheim, and that's when he sort of lost his marbles and whatever ended up happening to him.
we began to investigate the area for possible reasons behind it. We never found out specifically why, but we found a small ruin nearby which contained this device in it, and it was guarded by some horrible creatures, if you believe the reports, but we were able to get it out, and sort of putting 2 and 2 together, or rather 3 and 3 together, we decided that this is the best way to contain these entities. The encryption on it, the old runes, certainly lead us to believe that this is the best way to contain them, and it was originally intended to do so.
How old is it?
Ancient.
Wow.
Well, I don't have a specific date. Thousands of years.
5 years.
31 years old.
Happy birthday, baby.
Kids, it's like, holy shit.
Another time for
I'm never gonna be 30.
Okay, so you're telling us if we put the ball jar in there,
Yeah.
what's it going to, what?
Well, we take some of the amber from back there, and he points to the big glass case, and we sort of place that in the top chamber, and then we put your friend in the chamber, and then we activate it over here on this panel thing, and then it'll sort of shoop into it and hold him.
He'll be in the amber.
He'll be encased in the amber within the hourglass chamber, yeah.
And then what?
And he's trapped there.
Did he stay in the hourglass chamber?
Yes, encased in the amber.
Is there anything else in the hourglass chamber already?
At the moment, no.
So this is what happened to Walt Disney.
It's pretty good.
An eldritch horror.
Yes.
An eldritch horror?
Look, we're all eldritch horrors in our own ways.
Eldritch horror and Camlin.
Yeah. It'll never change.
At least this is the best way we figured of containing these entities. Should have get our hands on one, and you have managed to do so. So that's.
You keep saying entity. Is that the same thing as like a god formed by the splitting of a giant schism plane thing?
Yeah, I don't really know how to put a finger on their exact title. Either gods, demigods, entities, creatures of some kind. Well, half of an entity, anyways, is, you know, and he knows, and he doesn't know, and he points to Tavon. He was like leaning very curiously over a spring, and
Can he touch that?
he'll be fine. Everything in here is inert unless I activate it.
Okay. Well, I turn to everyone else and I'm like, if you all think this is okay.
It does seem like the best course of action.
And what else are we going to do?
How many entities can be in here?
3.
Well, that's oddly
Nice.
specific.
It was built for a specific purpose.
What's that?
What's the purpose?
Hugo opens a small jar and pulls out a small bottle of brandy. Boonk.
No. We said stop that.
Look.
No. I was just kidding. I was just
I
kidding.
will take it.
Sorry.
Here,
I take it.
You want another point of exhaustion?
I slipped it into my pocket.
as you grab it and
It's in your
put it in your pocket, this is actually some pretty weak ass shit.
Do I just know that?
Yeah.
By the feel of it.
I would like to walk up to the large mechanical item, this arcane object of sorts, and in some way possibly try and like look at the runes or like look at it to see if there's any iconography that I can see that relates to specifically any type of the 3 that I've seen so far, whether that's the 3 brothers, the 3 phoenixes, or the 3 skulls.
Sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
No. Oh, no, actually, that's good. Sorry, I missed the one.
It's important.
16.
16. Most of the inscriptions in this silver framework does seem to be that combination of the infernal, celestial, and the primordial writing, kind of all mixed together. And as you look through it, you do occasionally see like this symbol every so often. It appears to be like a human skull, and it has, every time this skull appears, there are 3 gems inset into it: a blue, a red, and a green eye. 1, 2, 3 in it. Or sorry, blue, green, and gold.
Okay. All right, just curious.
Yeah, no problem.
That was all.
Make a history or religion check for me, actually, Desmond.
Oh man, those are the same.
Yeah, you guys lost your wizard. The int is becoming troublesome.
4.
4? Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, that's
Good
fine.
int.
That's fine. I was like,
don't care.
All right, there's skulls with gems. Okay.
So we're gonna do this? Theon says.
Is this a permanent solution?
I don't know, but it's better than this.
That's true. Most things are better than a tiny jar.
you see ball in the jar being like, let me out, let me out.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
I don't think we
Shake him
have
around.
much of a choice.
Brass. Is that copper? No, it's brass.
He pulls out a switchblade.
God.
No, butterfly knife.
Oh
Like that kid.
Yeah, like
Yep.
the kid.
Like the boy from Halloween.
I remember that in Halloween Town.
Yeah.
The Halloween boy.
Deleted scene.
I don't know.
Hugo
I
has walked
think
to the
we're
back
doing
and
this.
has come out carrying a carefully measured bowl which has chunks of the amber in it.
Oh, I thought it was a drink.
Like a carefully measured bowl. Does anyone want some flaming rum punch?
I think we're doing this. Yeah, it's got to be better than
Then the
the
cracking jar.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Oh,
Lack of
sexual.
trust I am sensing right now, guys. My gosh.
Was that out of character?
That was John.
That was.
Yeah, that was John.
I want to roll. I didn't roll an insight check on
John,
Hugo. I'm gonna
There's
do it right
there's
now.
not an alternative. So if you fuck us over,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God.
Really?
I mean, you could have gone to Mirror.
Why is
it's true.
why is there an if there?
Because
one.
there's a bunch of trust here.
It's fine.
Seems like a drunk but trustworthy
He
individual.
seems like the nicest guy I've ever met.
I think it's
Seems like a
because
fellow
he's drunk. I was
barfly.
like, yeah.
Or like he gave me booze. It was shitty booze, but he gave it to me.
Yeah.
For free.
He's a good person.
I want to take a look at the engravings on all of the silver work and see, based on what I remember of the other stuff we saw in that same language,
Sure.
and Desmond mentioning the symbol, if I can like figure out that this is gonna do what it says.
Sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
There's these skulls, and they've got colors.
Well, that's a 9.
No,
So
you kind of recognize some of the writing. It's like the runes are a language you've never. It's like if you've never like read Mandarin before. It's like looking at Mandarin and trying to
Being like,
comprehend
yes.
what it means. I understand. Business penguin.
Well, if we're worried,
Business
I could.
goose.
If we're really worried, I could read this stuff and try to figure out what it's saying. But even if I can understand it, doesn't mean I can understand it, you know? Did you hear about the women?
Did you hear about the women?
Go on, Tanner.
They were little.
Let's take this little trip.
I was trying to find the right wording, but not like for the reason you're thinking of. Saw a guy on an airplane like reported it because he was writing in a foreign language.
Oh yeah.
It was Celtic.
Yeah.
I got a kick out of that. So just because I can read it doesn't mean I can understand it.
Uh-huh.
It's the devil's tongue.
Yeah, straight up. It's calc.
Yes, calc is.
All infernal is math.
Oh, God.
Wait, what does that make me?
The math professor.
Sexy math professor. I'm the Wizard of Man.
We are the great.
I'm gonna sing you a song about algorithms. Jing, jing, jing.
I know-
Algorithms.
Oh yeah,
Jing,
that's
jing,
pretty
jing.
good.
Thanks.
That's a good song.
There's a song that's about pi, like mathematical pi, to the tune of American Pie.
God. That's how I would learn that shit too.
Yeah.
My mom plays it to her classes every Pi Day.
Oh my god, so good.
Hold on, wait.
So
Real quick.
Hugo has loaded the amber into the top chamber. This is Jack. Oh, this is fucking.
School of Rock.
Yeah.
-1. That's right. And 6 times a billion is 6 billion? Nailed it. What is the answer, Martha? 9. No, it's 8. No, it's 9. Yes, I was testing you. It's 9.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Love that
That's
movie.
all.
That was a lovely song. Would you like to put this evil demigod into the jar now?
Yes.
Do I need to double check it? Should I check his work?
I mean, Theon, what do you think?
It's probably fine.
It's probably fine.
It's probably fine. Probably.
Desmond is saying that, and Desmond does not
Theon,
inspire
can you
much
do an
confidence in
inside
me.
check?
Theon's eyes glow red. Yes, put it in. It honestly, it's this, or we go to Mirror and try to hopefully find someone to contain this thing, which the odds are okay in that regard in Mirror, but it'll take some doing, and to get things done in Mirror, you need to know the right people.
Don't think we have time to know the right people.
Hugo did lie to us, but it was for
A morally gray reason.
a benefit of the people.
To save the world.
Him in the background.
I told a lie to my 5 best friends. 6 best friends.
He doesn't even know how
That
many
guy
there
who hates
are.
me for no reason.
Which one of you does he hate? You'll never know.
God.
hands out cupcakes, and one of them is like green with a skull on it. Here, Fenric, this one's for you.
Okay.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, I vote yeah, we do it. I also vote we'd be ready to fucking run if Vault does not get sealed.
Pull the lever, Hugo.
I point at Terry.
Okay, Fenric's ready.
Theon places the jar with the red ether-like substance swirling around inside, and Hugo pulls the lever.
Great.
You see this. You see this energy begin to kind of converge in the center of this top piece converting down into the 3, and there's this loud, like ear-splitting cracking sound. And then a few moments later, as the residual energy kind of like begins to dim, you see the red swirling has expanded to fill the space. These are big orbs, by the way. They're like 5 feet across.
They're as big as me.
They are swirling around, but it seems contained. Ta-da!
How are we gonna know if he doesn't get out? If he doesn't get, oh yeah, that.
I have a very good feeling you'll know if he gets out.
Yes.
Okay.
That's fair.
That's a good
Fair.
point.
I mean, that's
really good
that's a
point.
good point. Yeah.
What? Okay, so like, assuming if we're going in this rules of 3 thing, and we somehow fucking capture the other 2 of these guys, what happens when we get all 3? Gotta catch them all?
From
I think a
what-
door opens there or something, and we get to go to the next place. Isn't that how that works?
Well, from what I've gathered, if you have all of them captured and you have the 3 opposing natural forces assembled, you could just sort of re-merge the 2 entities and
Voltron it out.
sure.
Wait, what happens to the good forces? We do that.
The good horses.
The good horses join together.
The good
Good horses go to heaven.
forces.
They
4 horses?
4 white horses.
No.
Here we were.
Tanner, I was just about to make the same joke.
That is something that will need to be sort of sorted out by another important piece of the puzzle, Saloon, if you've heard of her.
Yep.
I did the same thing that happened the first time you said saloon. Is I pictured
Saloon.
Saloon?
Yeah, no, that's
doors.
what I.
Let's go to the saloon, cowboy.
Okay, I can do that.
Ching, ching.
Finally, a good plan.
I know.
Yes, if you are able to sort of hunt her down, that'd be good. No, I say hunt, I mean find.
I have a couple of places.
Good.
What are you going to do with them?
Places?
You said you had a couple of places. What are you going to do with them?
Look for Saloon.
Oh, so that, like, you have a couple of places you want to look for.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
only
there's
have the
also
one house.
To possess property
Did, I can't remember if Kismet knows that Archibald also was a cleric for.
Yes,
Okay.
Archibald was a cleric of Saloon.
Yeah.
He did inform you all present at that time.
Okay.
Fucking owl.
No, Archibald.
Archibald. No, not Archibald, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Wait, they're not the
Candle
same?
Man.
No.
The Candle Man.
No, when Jared told me his character's name, I was like, cool. You sure?
This
He's
is
like,
this is
yes.
Melty Goblin Candle Man.
Oh,
Two
Yeah.
things have the same name.
Yep.
yeah.
Archibald
Two
and
things
Archibald.
Things can be different things.
2 things can be different.
Two
Yeah.
NPCs can be named Jeff.
Yeah.
Just Jeff R.
Or like
Jeff
6.
We're all Jeff. Welcome to the convention of
We are
Jeffs.
Griffin.
Oh god. Yeah, I mean, I have some places we can check, or if we can find Archie, that'd be cool. It'd be a good starting point. Oh yeah, you guys don't know Archie.
Yes, or saloon.
I mean, I don't know Saloon.
saloons, but I don't know saloon.
I don't know Saloon either. I just know that I need to talk to her.
Fenric's friend Roland, you've got a look on your face like you've got something to say.
Or something in your butt.
Oh!
Is
Yeah.
it Fenric?
Oh my God, where's Fenric?
As soon as I said it, I was like, no, that was the worst thing I could have said.
Said it
bunt out of the park. But you've got a look on your face like you want to tell us something about this saloon character.
I can't wait for y'all's epilogue.
Actually, no. I've just been sitting here listening to the conversation.
It's gonna be the chicken side quest.
Where was the last place you saw
Saw-
this Archibald?
saw Archie?
Yeah.
Underdark?
You pieced out.
Was that even way before then?
Eventually.
Can I roll to see if I've heard of Saloon? Okay.
Sure, go and make a religion check.
Yeah, cool.
I'm letting Sam check his notes.
No. Not in my life.
I have 8 heard of Saloon.
4 heard of
There's a lot of gods.
Yeah, okay.
It's tough to be a god.
Desmond, sure, that sounds like it could be a god's name.
Yeah.
I've heard of bars.
Whiskey is my religion.
Saloon.
Song, kind of, maybe, in there.
You
What
say
about-
that,
oh,
then
right.
you're just like sitting in a corner drinking from your glass.
Amen.
It was a gurgle.
Yeah.
Sam, did you figure it out?
When did Archie leave?
Archie left as you guys were moving from the Underroad to Zadara.
Fucking
Yeah.
nailed it.
And he was informed that the necromancer he had been hunting was last seen
Made
in
an appearance.
Miramir.
And that was like 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
Oh, what?
I move slowly here in the
You've only
once a
known her
week
for a
session.
week, Henrik.
God, yeah, it feels like
I
forever.
know, right? Beach
Yeah.
for me too.
Yeah, what's
Oh my
crazy
God.
is like a year ago in real life has been like a month in game.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. God, now I feel like I would definitely get that like listening to like the Adventure Zone or something.
I guess like a month and a half.
when they come back, they're like, "All right, it's been like 2 weeks." I'm like, "What do you mean? It's been 2 minutes."
Yeah, exactly. I'm just very thankful we can do it weekly because doing this campaign
Yeah.
every other week right away was so
So-
fucking hard.
I forgot everything, and I
Yeah.
still kind of do, but it's like, what the?
It's
fuck?
a little bit easy. I've started stretching out my intros a little bit more to like kind of get you guys back into the
Yeah.
gist of what was going on.
I've thought for. Oh my god, I thought you were gonna say the juice of what was going on.
Get into the juice of what's happening.
Get into the juice
The
of the
juice.
I don't get it.
They're mean. Yeah.
But yes, last you guys heard, Archibald was en route to Miramir.
There are a bunch of, well, not a bunch of, there are a couple temples, like saloon temples.
Do you know what those are?
Howdy!
Those are temple with saloon doors on them, and you're not gonna tell me anything otherwise.
That's how you, this.
I need a healing.
Well, howdy there, partner.
It's, you know, it's like the services are fine, but like, you know, the entrances for the homily every week are great. Well, I look around me and I do see sinners. But you know what? Jesus loves you.
God, I would love to hear like a
I
full
love
homily
you.
From saloon?
Apparently, yeah.
God.
Isn't
Also, we just
Saloon
lost
the
our-
god of beauty. Is that correct?
She's
One
the
of-
god, one of the gods of beauty, but mainly her
the longer you
her
drink, the
domain
beautiful.
falls under light.
You know where Shar is shadow.
Who's under shadow?
Shar.
Shar.
Shoe shot.
Shoe shine.
Shar.
No.
Shar doesn't have.
Who's
Saloon
got a
shot.
scar?
Doesn't have a cool ring like Saloon.
Who was that?
I
Pumbaa from the
cannot.
Lion King.
He's here with us. Didn't
We
you
just
know?
watched the live Lion King. It was pretty good.
The Shar shot.
Shaw.
So yeah, I know a couple of, like, there's one in, there's Yeah, there's one. Virio just. There's one in Core.
Raven flies by.
There's one in Core, and there's one in the Vale of June. That I know of. And then there's Archie, who's
Is it-
not at either of those, probably.
These are temples.
Of
Temples.
Celia.
Okay.
I've needed to talk to her since I died, so.
Oh. So what, that's like 2 weeks.
More like months.
It depends on the
No.
teleportation abilities that we have at our disposal.
You can also
I
add
met you
here.
like a week ago.
We were also dead for like a year, recovering dead.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah, like you're a recovering alcoholic.
I'm not
Yeah. Thank you. I was waiting for it. I was really like.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, that's not how that
Beautiful.
works.
Yes, it is. I can set up jokes. I can be a straight man.
Can you? Can
Dad.
Can Fenric?
Not taste off my
Can
fanfic. Fenric cannot.
Not in this
Fenric
fanfic.
and Ronan touched mouths kissingly.
God,
That's where that line came from.
Now you know my secret.
John leaves
You
his
wrote
diary
that?
wide open.
I do. It's a mistake I make often. I think I just want it to be found, you know.
Found
Hey, can you
fanfic?
go grab
Yeah, that's fair.
Can you go grab me something from that desk over there?
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Don't read out of this book.
Especially not this page right
The
here.
one that I left it open and facing up on.
And I've not
that's
highlighted my
kismet.
favorite passage.
That is
Bye.
Kismet. That's any teen with a fucking diary.
Anyway,
No, don't read it.
Yeah.
I can move us to Miramir or Core or wherever if we want to. Do we want to leave Tavon here?
We should probably talk to him about what's going on.
Yeah, this might be the time to tell him what's been happening.
Sure.
I don't know if leaving him here with
Hugo?
yeah.
No.
He might learn things about himself in the wrong way.
I won't influence his memory.
Wherever we go, are they going to recognize him?
We recognized him.
He's got one of those faces.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
everyone
I
has
saw him in
seen
my
him in
nightmares a
person.
lot.
What?
Yeah, but I saw him in my nightmares a lot. So like,
That sucks. You've got some problems, my friend.
I've been working through them.
What do the
That's not very nice of you to say to Fenric.
do the statues of
We
him?
all have problems.
We all have mental health issues.
Yeah,
Yes.
but do the statues of him look like him? Like
Yes.
accurately?
I mean, as accurately as a mass-produced statue
Hey, can you grow a mustache?
To
Yes, he
Tavon
did.
or to...
Tavon has like a thick stubble growing on his jaw right now. He's like,
Wait.
yes?
I can make a fake mustache with ink.
Can
We
you write
could-
mustache on it? And
It's better if you use mascara.
I can minor illusion is what I'm doing.
Just grow my beard out, if that's a thing.
That
Why
you
do I need to
should.
grow a beard?
Oh yeah, we have some things
okay,
to tell
let's-
you.
maybe he might be able to
Rewind.
change his facial hair and long hair long enough that you don't look like the person that everyone would recognize you as.
Maybe we should tell him who that is.
Yeah, maybe we
and
should
what-
start
Oh,
from the
absolutely!
beginning.
It's just not my job.
I'll get
It's
my,
not my job. I don't
Absolutely
know
not.
him.
So please stop.
I'll get my face tattoo gun ready and
I
you give him
rather
some sunglasses.
we
We'll
didn't
dye his
do
hair
a
black.
tattoo on
He
my
can wear the
face.
sunglasses.
Yeah, but they're my sunglasses.
But
But he's your brother.
yes.
Shh.
What?
Well, you're about to tell him.
What? You two are
God, I was
siblings.
waiting I was waiting for that. I fucking knew
Has
Justin was
this-
gonna say it.
Has this not? Have you not talked about this yet?
I wanted to say it so bad, but I was like, Fenric wouldn't say it.
I'm like, come on, come here. I like grab him, and I also grab Theon, and I'm like,
Oh, it's
conference.
cute. It's a little family reunion.
conference.
We'll let them deal with it. You guys want to play blackjack?
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah.
All right, aces are wild, so are all the other cards. Let's do this.
God.
You guys want to play crazy cards?
You guys.
Blackjack.
52 card pickup.
It's like Crazy Eights, but they're all quite
Huh.
easy.
Draw again.
Damn it. Why don't you pick a lower number than 21?
Kismet, as you and Theon and Othis make your way from the lab, where would you like to go? Just into the former shield or Hall of Shields or
Outside.
outside? Okay, sure. Just make your way out. Where, oh where? Too many
Maps.
Oh, here we go.
Too many maps. Too many maps.
Too many maps. You guys are currently in the Hall of Shields.
God, remember the Hall of Romance?
Do I ever?
That's where this all started, huh?
Yep.
It's the Hall of Resonance, but
Yeah.
it was upside down when I looked at it
Yeah.
every time, and I thought it said the Hall of Romance.
Yeah.
And
It still looks like it says it right now.
I can't
The
read.
little
It
crystals
says
around
what you
it
want
really
it to
help.
say.
And that's why it resonates with you.
Yeah.
I get it, John.
Hall of Bust Up. Wait, what?
But yeah, where would you guys like to go?
I mostly just wanted to go outside and then find somewhere like relatively not too wild to sit down. I didn't want to be inside because I didn't want to feel trapped.
Sure. You guys make it right down. You can kind of get it to the outskirts of Ducktown pretty easily if you just want to be like in the city itself or village that's kind of like dilapidated. The skeletal ships and the town that you initially met Skull Paddle in are still as you remember them. They at least were not a illusory construction when you awoke. You can even see the tower across the bay where you awoke. You guys make your way down. Theon finds a crate and just sort of plops up on top of it and leans back against a building, kind of staring upward into the middle distance.
God, I imagined so much the Captain America. So, you're in detention again.
Yeah. So, what did Desmond mean that I'm your brother?
I mean, it's new to me too, so fuck, Theon, how did you do this?
I blurted it out in front of your friends. Actually, I pulled you aside with promises of baked goods, and then later on blurted it out in front of your friends.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay, Javon, how much do you know about, like, the political history of, this continent?
I know that the people who live in Dinar are a bit more devoted to the pantheon that they have chosen to serve than, say, Steelhold. I know Steelhold is a bit less worshipy and a bit more researchy, and then Core has a bit more of a historical bond to not evil things by any means, but things that people will consider more pact-like than religions. But I know there's tension on that front between the two, and obviously with the closed border, that's become a bigger deal. I've been told within the last year or so.
Okay. So, we said that you looked like somebody that we knew, which also was not a lie, but also we didn't tell you the whole truth. And that is that we have a very strong suspicion
Excuse me.
that you might be, if you spent some time in Denari, you might have seen that there were like festivals and stuff happening around Othis' sacrifice, and he might not have been really sacrificed, and it might be you. So, I mean, there's big chances that that's not right are very small right now, especially after seeing you do fire magic. Sorry about that one. Which means that there's a bunch of stuff that you don't remember, and like, it's fortunate for some people that you don't remember, but it's your memories and your choice and things, and I don't want to make you do anything you don't want to do, and also you deserve a say in what you want to do with your life, but also you should know all of the pieces of it. Oh, and if you are Othis, which you most likely are, very little room for error on that one. Theon's your brother and I'm your half-sibling. Which is new to me. Very new.
He looks like he's trying to process this information, and like he's just digging, like scraping the back wall of his like memories that he has, trying to put this together. And you can just see that confusion and and just like the furrowed brow and just the general sense of confusion is just radiating off of his body language.
Yeah, that's big mood. It's big mood, bud.
So I'm nearly directly responsible, if not directly responsible, for all of that.
Well, I think it depends mostly on how you define a consciousness in terms of the sum of his experiences, because the you right now is different than the you that did those things. But I'm also only 18 and only know so much about the world. And that's what I've got for you, bud.
Terrified to think of you when you're 35. That's the wisdom you offer.
We'll
when you're
see
18.
if I get there. That's a big if.
This is
A lot.
of information.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I can come with you, I'd like to.
You are totally welcome to do so.
I understand that if I am indeed this person, that I will need to alter my appearance in some way. I have a set of shit. I left it on the boat. Well, if we can scrounge up some armor or something, I can just wear a helmet or something. And,
We've got plenty of those things.
okay. I'd like to travel with you all and I guess begin to cultivate a better persona than my former self.
I guess also, but also if you want to find out about your past, I wouldn't stop you.
Think maybe I'll learn about that as we go along. If we are going into the territory of the quote-unquote enemy, my former self, I'll learn quickly enough about who I was.
Mm-hmm.
Theon kind of leans forward and says, I wouldn't begrudge him this opportunity, and I've been thinking a bit myself. I think it may behoove us to have a second set of eyes on that. And he gestures back toward the Hall of Shields. And Archibald and myself may linger here for a while as well, and hopefully we can find a way to confirm or deny the actual device itself, but it would take a lot of time to do so and begin to unfurl the runes that adorn that device. And I think the best way to do that would be to allow Tavon to go with you, and I can give you a few scrolls of teleportation circle. I can try to put them together and draw them up for you, so that if you do need to return either to here or to Charles, you can have those on hand. Just sort of as a backdoor if you need to get here in a hurry. If you do encounter Merkul or Ball or Bane, then you need to return them to this device as well. I can get you as far as your next destination, though.
Yeah, okay.
I'll see what I can do about getting my hand on some way of keeping an open channel between your group and myself as well.
Cell phone.
Basically.
Cool.
Did I hurt any of you?
That's a question you don't want answers to, my dude.
I see.
I also don't know for anybody beyond me, so I can't really answer that.
That's fair.
I mean, you're welcome to do whatever you want to do. You can ask anybody anything, but also remember you might not like the answers.
That's sound logic. I will be as diplomatic as I can in learning about who I was.
Also, again, only 18, but remember that...
Well, in my mind, I'm only 6 months old, so...
Nailed it. The things that you did before you lost your memory, there were reasons you did them. I can't say I would understand or agree with them, but obviously it's something that you thought you needed to do. But we're all just, product of our own experiences.
Thank you, Kismet, Theon. I'm gonna see if I can scrounge up some armor and maybe a weapon or two, and I'll
I would talk to Fenric and Roland. They always have a ton of shit.
Sure. Sure.
Just items.
Loose stuff.
Sold a bag. Fucker.
He kind of stands up and brushes the sand off of
Oh,
his knees.
he's doing it again.
Well.
And,
Well.
begins to walk back toward the Hall of Shields, leaving you and Theon alone for a moment.
Should have known you'd want to stay with the cool, nerdy shit.
Well, stick with what you know. And I'll try to do some looking into why he can't remember who he is as well. Because he should
Probably good.
remember, based on everything I've ever read. I may be able to establish a link between Trevor and Archibald.
Oh my god.
And they may be able to communicate.
Dog walkie-talkie.
Yeah. Doggy talkie, owly talkie. Talkie owly. I'll see if I can get that done before we move on to the next phase. So as you all regather, Otis walks up to you, Fenric, and Roland.
Could we hear any of that was
They
happening?
were,
went
they
outside.
were a ways away,
'Kay.
so unless you were following.
No, I was just checking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm going to come with you and see if I can help out. Do either of you have any inkling where any armories or weaponry would be around here?
I've got a spare quarterstaff that you could borrow if you'd like.
You mean the weapon rack? That was the door?
I
don't know. I mean, it might be rusted. I have no idea. I didn't
Sure.
actually look at them as we came in. Do I have any more armor? Because I think I would have had. Did I give you?
Did you
my-
leave some at the
sold it
house?
off too, yeah. So you either left it at the house or sold it off.
Yeah.
or-
Oh yeah. It's
Left
at
it
the
at
house.
the house.
It's in my second. It's
Your
in my walk-in
wardrobe.
closet,
I have
which
this,
is another room.
I have this dagger and this quarterstaff, and that's about. all
Would
I've-
you be left wanting? Would you be short
no.
of...
Not really. I think I'd be okay even without the quarterstaff. If I just grab a branch, I'm
Didn't
usually.
you just get a new staff?
Yeah, but I might launch it at someone and destroy it fairly quickly.
I didn't. I speak up. Fuck.
You should
I
stand.
regret everything.
The Ira problem.
The Ira problems. But Ira, would you really want to be in melee?
I have a blade ward cantrip.
You should stand next to whoever he's attacking and just wait
Wait for
he's
the
throwing
drop.
God.
It's combat, you just keep trying to slide a hand out of his grasp.
Mine no.
The wand chooses the wizard, I don't know.
We'll see.
Or if you've been here, is there another training ground of some kind?
So I mean, this was the place was the shields. This was where the armory was, right? Was the training
Hall
ground
of
had some
Shields.
stuff?
Hall of Blade.
Say Hall of Shield had a little bit of armament, but this is more of an actual training area. The Hall of the Blades was where you was more of the mini Colosseum type
Gotcha.
setting. With
I thought that only had training weapons.
Oh yeah, no,
I was
that had
switched around.
That had exactly.
Yeah, there's basically the armory is over this way. I can take you there and we can go suit up.
Excellent. Thank you, Fenric.
No problem.
You guys make your way up to the Hall of Blades. You see him kind of picking over the somewhat weathered items there. He eventually...
I looked like a cat, but Fenrir was wiping away a tear.
Yeah.
His boss never said thank you before.
Thanks, boss.
No problem, boss.
He walks up and fits himself with some... It's a little bit rusted, but he finds some scale mail that he attaches to himself, and then he finds a nice, full face-covering helm, few leather pauldrons on either side, and he picks up a morning star This will work. Tucks it into his belt, grabs like a kind of crappy looking like wooden and iron shield and slings it over his back. Okay.
So what else is in the room for
For Fenric.
for stuff, John?
I mean, as many simple and like basic martial weapons as you can.
How's the armor looking?
Functional, not pretty,
A
but
little
functional.
rusted, but
Yeah.
functional.
Yeah.
Ooh, would Fenric give up aesthetic for functionality?
This is the question. This is the apex of the night here. I have it in bold.
Make Fenric pick.
Yeah.
Fenric must choose between fashion and function.
I've been debating it for the last hour and a half, literally.
But yeah, you would see a set of full plate, set of half plate,
Rusted slightly.
slightly rusted, a little bit discolored from being out in the rain.
So
here and
out
there.
of season.
Yeah.
2
Leather's a little
years
bit
ago,
hard.
at least.
Yeah, 5 years ancient.
The pants armor style's in the style of Jinko jeans.
It's a nightmare.
It's just extra padding.
You remember your great grandfather wore those?
Suspenders to hold up the Jinkos.
The pauldrons are padded.
Yeah, they're way too big.
This is exactly what I expected, but I'm just gonna like replenish my javelins and
Okay.
whatnot and my daggers
Okay.
at this point.
You can definitely do so.
I actually am going to grab just like a set of some armor and just like wrap it up and hold on to it.
Okay. Yeah, you can kind of strap it to your backpack and
Basically,
carry it around. Yeah. It's like when you had a backpack and like shoulder pads in football where you put them up over the top and then clip it underneath. Sure.
Nerds. Anna's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You just said nerds on like a football.
Yeah,
equipment
football
reference.
nerds.
Yeah.
These are football nerds. That's
You
what
can be a
jocks are.
nerd
They're
about
football nerds.
anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jocks are just football nerds, dude.
As you guys have regathered, Theon says, "All right, I can take you to your next destination. Where do you want to go?"
Great question. No, not home.
Well,
I would love to.
I would see the next steps as trying to somehow encapsulate either Bane or Marcool in some manner, unless there's a more pressing issue
We
at
need to
hand.
talk
I
to
have a pretty
Saloon.
pressing issue. Aside from talking to Saloon, oh shit, I forgot about her. God damn it.
What was the other pressing issue?
You need to pee. Because I saw the bathroom is back there.
It's
A
pressing on her
several
bladder.
centuries old bathroom? No, thank you.
I've heard cranberry juice
Fine,
helps.
no one has used it in literally hundreds of years.
Here's some 5 ancient year old.
Toilet paper?
Well, I was gonna say cranberry juice, but sure.
Just touch it and it just. No wiping for you.
Well, I guess Saloon is really important.
Toilet paper. Sorry, continue.
It's really good. Nailed it.
I just had to get it out. I'm
That was
sorry.
really good. Saloon is really important. We should probably go find her.
Well, if we don't want you and Otis and Theon to burst into dust after the thing
I'm sorry.
happens.
What?
Sorry?
Burst into dust?
Well, I don't know that will actually happen, but he said
Why
that
would it happen?
Well, because the forces, when they're separate, and then they combine back together.
The full horses of the
The
apocalypse.
forces.
These poor white horses.
The forces, they combine. And we don't know what's going to happen when that happens.
Is this
Also,
Is
my friend here was talking about Otis, not Othis.
Oh. Make a deception check.
Oh wait, also does he know his name is like Othis now?
That would be a 16.
16. Oh, okay.
Does he know his name Othis? Like they go
I
through
told him just
Yeah.
now that in his past.
Yeah.
that? Okay.
I just hate saying
Call him T.
OT.
Oh no,
What?
T.
T?
It's in both names.
Fortuitous.
What?
Oath.
You're making it worse right now.
Come, Oathbreaker.
It- All I was saying is what Hugo was saying was that we don't know what's going to happen, that we put the opposing forces together. That's all I was saying.
Oh,
Don't want you guys as the good forces to kind of like.
Yeah, there's more.
I thought you told him.
I told him some things. I don't want it all at once.
That would have been more expedient.
No, but also, he's only a human being. I'm only a human
Humans are
being.
Stupid.
Yes.
Not just humans.
don't count me out just yet. He says with a
Hey!
full plate.
Hey, don't forget me.
Strapped to his
I would
extra.
agree that humans do not have the monopoly. of
You don't-
stupidity.
Yo, that was really funny because I was intending it
were
to be
thinking
like
about it.
Ira
Did
too,
you?
and instead it was.
What about me?
Yeah. Hold on just a
Tanner
second.
wanted to make a burn on me, but Fenric made a burn on himself.
Which is so great.
Alright, anyway, so where am I taking you?
Well, Kismet, what was that other issue
What
that
was
you
your
brought
other
up?
thing that was not P?
Or saloon.
You said something about the Feywild. Is that okay?
I can teleport you to the edge of the Feywilds, but there's sort of a parallel plane, so that would require a different spell that I cannot cast.
So you guys, well, Roland and Fenric, remember visiting Holden with my parents?
Nah. Wait, I love your parents.
Yeah, me too.
Bob and Sheila Breddington.
I don't think I knew the last name.
I don't have a last name.
Yeah.
Kismet Reddington, you say? Okay.
Yeah, that's canon now.
Head cannon, if nothing else.
Bread cannon, if you nothing
Oh
else.
my god.
That's
yeah.
that's kind of what I thought he said.
Diddly-diddly-dee.
So you remember Holden and my parents, and how it's been a year, and the Feywilds kind of grew.
God, is their shop okay?
I have no fucking clue.
We need to go, like, check on them.
Well, I did I messaged them, and my dad was like, yo, we fucking need help. He obviously didn't say that. They don't swear.
Sworn parents.
We're in a whole heck of a heap of trouble.
Is one of the temples of Saloon?
Not even close. Well, there's one on the same continent, but
You said it's in core, but nowhere near.
I mean, Holden. So, like, here's the mitten.
Okay, yeah. This is how I learn maps, yes.
Mitten-based.
It's the only
Mitten-based
thing
geography.
Fenric knows. It's the only one he knows.
Hopeless with Italy, that's not a mitten.
And then I do this, and like I like transform my hand into like the shape of the continent. Okay, so.
So like we were just in Dinar, which is on the bottom half of the continent. The top half there's the border here, and then there's Kor, and then
That's
up
the wrist.
here is Steelhold with the Feywilds and Mirror.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Checks out.
You're so good at drawing maps too. You would totally get
Yeah.
this.
No. This makes sense.
Yeah, this is how he draws maps.
I just thought like I make turkeys a lot.
Yeah.
So, Fenric,
Are you just a circle?
you're here.
Right now we're
Where's
there,
yes,
the yellow
yeah, I'm aware.
island.
Yeah.
And then
Why don't I have this
Temple
map,
Saloon
John?
is
This one's
here.
way more detailed than the one you sent me.
This is the DM map. This is for my information.
I
Then
don't know where anything is.
this is Mirror.
Yeah.
This is Holden.
Oh, so Mirror is the.
Just straight through the Feywild.
Ah, easy peasy. Let's just do
So
that.
it's on the opposite end of the fair.
Yeah, whatever.
Got it.
Pashesha.
So we're going
Well-
to Kor.
We could.
The temple's in the middle of Kor.
Well, we could go to
It's general
Holden.
area.
Oh. Got it. So it's not Steelhold.
The Glass Hills of Kor. which are
Holden,
this area.
and then
Yeah.
we can-
Holden is where
So
my
we don't actually have
parents
to go to
are.
Steelhold. I got it.
Parents.
Well, my
Do we
Steelhold
need to go to Steelhold for
is
anything?
is Holden in Kor or Steelhold?
Holden is in the Steel.
Yeah. See,
Oh, wait.
Steelhold's
That
the
was-
country.
Yeah,
Gathered.
Steel
Yeah,
Holds the
no,
country.
but you're pointing to a part that is in the color of Kor, I thought.
Well, that right now is not Holden.
Little 2 is.
So we're
2 is
going
Holden.
there.
Are we?
The cutoff
Are we
is
going to Mirror?
Okay. Well,
Sorry.
to me it looks
That's
like.
why this is the DM's map, because I know this.
See, to me
You're
it looks
Othis?
like Holden
Yes.
is in core. Like,
Well, it's
We
up
are
to, it's up to
going
you.
there.
We're going
This is the
to-
Bitter Sea. This is the border between
so
Steelhold
are we
and
going to
Core.
core or not?
Kind of.
We're going to Mirror.
Should we go to? Are we going to Mirror?
Mirror.
Uh,
On the wall.
Mirror's on the opposite side
Then no.
of the Feywilds from Holden.
So we're going to Holden. Which one can you get us to?
So this is
I can get you to
Yeah,
Holden
Mirror's big
or-
square.
Okay.
I think we
To
could
Mirror.
probably go to Holden and then go down through Core into the temple. I don't know what's we should probably go
The
check
only,
on your family.
I mean, obviously, I
Pastries and them.
mean, same.
We're going to Core.
I think we should go to core.
Well, that will be, yeah. Yes.
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 Core it
Great.
is.
Family, wait, Mirror, no.
Core.
Holden then Core, or Core then Holden?
Holden. We're
Holden.
going to Holden.
I still don't know if it's in
Can
core.
you take us to Holden?
Holden is in southern Steelhold. so
Correct.
yes.
Yes.
But you can get us there.
Yes, I believe so.
Well, I don't know. It might
You
be
might need to
in
be
the
careful.
Feywilds.
The Feywilds of
The veil between the Feywilds and the Prime Material Plane is tricky, but as long as Holden is... Do you have your parents'
Parents'
teleportation
Of
circle?
course.
That
Yeah,
would be
we had to
greatly-
memorize it in Safety Town.
Okay, that would be greatly helpful, actually, because
Fantastic.
if you... let's just use that, because that I can guarantee that we can get us there either way.
Mm-hmm.
Safe. It's good. Go to core.
Alright, he begins to chalk out the circle on the floor, and he's like, alright, ready?
As I'll ever be.
The light begins to glow beneath, and you step in to the circle.
Right before we go, I look at Theon and I say, thank you.
Good luck.
Bye, Theotis.
He looks very confused, and Othis steps through as well. As you open your eyes, you are standing on the upper floor of Kismet's parents' bakery.
Damn.
Hello?
I'm sorry. No, it was to that.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Looking through the large window in front of you, you see Holden. Completely overgrown with plant life. Sentient mounds of vine and moss walk through the streets. You see small red-cap creatures toiling away, demolishing a small house nearby, and you see blue and green will-o-wisps flickering in and out of view. Welcome to the Feywilds.
Dun dun.
John's time has come.
Where's Terry?
Time to start my modeling career.
Dun, dun, dun. I was gonna buy a handful of glitter for this occasion.
When we got to the
Because I've been
Feywilds.
trying to get you people to the Feywilds for a year now, and we're finally there.
You've
I
been
know.
saying that.
Because we were looking at Holden and just like, Feywilds? No.
Yeah, no, you've
But-
been saying that, and Kismet wants to.
Mhm.
All I heard
But
is that it
also-
was scary, and everyone was like, no, let's not do
There
it.
just were
It's
so many
super-
other things that everybody
It's-
wanted to do.
Have you've played like Skyrim and stuff like that?
Oh,
Okay.
but I mean, I understand.
What
I
is the
understand what's
Skyrim
happening.
equivalent of it?
Sheogorath.
I don't remember it.
He's like the god of madness in one of the DLCs.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like the duality of like the dark, dead, and
yeah,
creepy,
and you
and
go
then
into
like
that
the bright,
weird
vibrant.
place, and you have to go through the mists.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I do remember
Oh,
that.
we went through the mist, but we ended up in a not a good place.
Thanks for watching. We will be back
Next
on Monday with more Eberron.
Robots.
Robot.
Robot. Well,
Maybe more
no.
robot. Robot.
2 robot now.
Oh, you have a friend.
I have a friend.
Dogbot.
I have a friend.
Hot dog.
He's gonna be a boar.
Borbot.
I'm
And-
sorry.
And his
You
name
should make
is
it more interesting.
His name is.
Ginny.
Who?
Aww.
Oh.
but we'll figure that out. Jimmy.
Kath is gonna call him Jimmy.
Good.
Oh, it's Jimmy.
Jimmy Crackcorn.
Jimmy Crackcorn, and he don't care.
Thanks for watching. Unclench your jaw. Night.
Every time.